Man, I'm done. Oh my God.
Hey, ready. Flex was ready. He knew God was gonna be coming with that shit. He was ready.
I thought it was.
I was on the road.
Bridges.
I was on the road with him, and you Gary Coleman, nigga. Let's do a reenactment.
Oh my God!
I don't know where Ricky went. Ricky had muted her stuff. She was here, but I'm sure she'll pull back
Ricky
up.
probably smoking weed somewhere, probably, man.
Probably that's the new life she live right now. So
she don't know. She all booed up now. She don't know nobody.
First of all, I can hear you guys. Okay.
Oh damn!
What nobody trying to hide it?
All jerks. Hey, I miss your face.
What up, Ricky?
Hey, G.
What up, sis?
You brother?
What up, sis? Like, what's up? You all booed up now? Don't nobody have me no more.
Boot up, boot up,
boot up, a boot up.
A boot up, a boot up.
That is a boot up.
Hey, here's the thing though. Ricky got booed up, and she didn't know what all came with it. She didn't know she was gonna have to cook dinner and shit like that. Now she don't want to be booed up.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all listen to me. Y'all help me. Hey, man. Hey man, I thought it was all about like hand jobs and you feel me, stuff like that.
Hey, Ricky, did you do the same thing Flex did? That's why you wearing a hat. Cause look at Flex.
What?
Woohoo!
You must be. God, are you late, guy? Nigga, I've been posting shit with my hair going for like 2 months.
I mean,
I didn't notice it. I didn't.
That's crazy.
And I follow you too.
Yeah,
for real. I follow you.
That's crazy.
If it's a huge transition and it's not really noticeable,
right?
That's kind of like, that mean like your face is cool, bro.
I thought it was Ralph Harris.
What'd you say, Danny Green?
You called that nigga.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Danny?
That's right, man. That's right, man.
Hey, man, it's a bullshit, man. Hey.
I'm a Philly. Philly.
Is this sports? Is this sports?
No, Danny Green. The fact that you don't know who Danny Green is funny as that.
That's so cool.
Comedian.
Is this politics?
He's a comedian.
What is it?
He's a comedian.
You don't know who Danny Green is?
Huh?
Okay, cool. That's what's up.
I'm gonna go do my homework.
No, you heard plenty of stories of me talking about my former openers on the road.
Ricky, Ricky, what happened? Yo, like you got a whole different glow and shit.
I know.
She got that joint from The Last Dragon. When you got that glow, you going like this.
I just showed my age. Did you see that? I just showed my age. Literally. I did. Oh my God.
I sent her a link to like come check out my joint I was doing, the Flex and Shanice virtual house party. Normally she hit me back, okay, bro. Nigga, all I saw was scene.
Ricky is the worst.
Big bro.
Ricky is the worst.
No response.
This is definitely a DM conversation or a phone call. Like you try to put your like that's what we doing, bro.
I'm just saying
man.
I see how
I have multiple sclerosis.
When
don't blame it on that. Don't blame it on that shit.
Shut up. Hey, you shut up. Hey. You go with it. You just go with it. I have
multiple nigatosis.
Hey, guy, you better shut up too. You better never repeat that.
Listen, let me tell you something. I've seen Ricky get on the phone and tell somebody that she got MS so she wouldn't have to like go to their house and we were finna go to another party. She just be doing that. She just be doing that, man.
That is hilarious, man. Hey, what you
I would never.
That Bible about to explode in your face.
That Bible, man, that Bible got just about as much validity in your hand as it did Trump's.
Let me tell you something. If God pulls out a Bible right after you pulled out one, it makes everything you did null and void. And his name on it.
Oh God! If you don't, first of all,
how many times have you opened that Bible though, guy?
Oh, you want to know?
I want to know, baby.
It look real new.
Look at all these notes.
I see a lot of phone numbers.
He got that from a thrift shop. He got it from a thrift shop, and they put his name on the bag. You know, he can't read, he can't write.
That was the family Bible passed down from 84.
Yeah.
So
Shout
ain't
out
no
to
new,
Paper Central.
ain't no
That's
new
my favorite
notes.
Central Bible.
Ain't no
You know
new
about Paper
notes.
Central?
Of course, man. Love Bishop Omer, man. Love
He's
He
Bishop.
from East St. Louis. He from the
East
hometown.
St. Louis.
Now, if anybody been telling him, let it go, man. Just let the gray come in.
Hey,
Yeah,
Flex.
but
Flex.
Yeah.
So is that the bed you and Shanice be doing it in?
That's right, baby. See this right here?
that's so gross.
See that right
Why
there?
you like this?
That's how them babies get here. Hey, guy. Hey, guy. Hey, guy, I hold it like this, guy.
Ew. That is so gross. Why?
My nigga. That's my nigga.
Hey,
Y'all disgusting.
hey, you don't understand. Me and Guy, we have hit the road together. That's my brother, man. I love G, man. That's my brother.
That's my guy. We didn't been celebrity basketball games together,
Oh, my
entertainment
God.
leagues together.
Jeez, man.
Yeah,
Only thing we have, I'm still waiting. We got to hit the cigar bar.
Hey man, I'm ready. I got two right downtown next to me.
Are they keeping them open? Are they keeping them open?
Yeah. For members.
It's one in the valley I go to too. It's on Ventura and Laurel Canyon. That one's
I know that one. Yeah, right next to the GNC. The
Yeah.
GNC.
Oh,
you
okay.
you want the fat shit. I went with the in shape shit. GNC. He said Pinkberry.
That's
He went with the
cool,
fat
man.
people shit.
See, Ty,
First
but
of all, guy, fuck you, okay?
That's
You,
cool.
that's first and foremost. That the guy can't reach nothing on the top shelf in GNC, so I don't know why he talking shit. I got to go with him anyway, and I ain't even that tall.
Get up.
Oh my gosh.
I already
Ricky,
know what
how's
to expect with guy. Listen, the thing, when I do these shows, everybody hits me up like, "Yo, you got to get such and such on this show, such and such on tonight's show." I'm like, listen, when I pick these shows, I pick them specifically for the people that are there. I know I couldn't have somebody that was soft-spoken to represent the ladies here tonight. That's why Pretty Ricky's here. Flex is who he is. That's why he's here. And
you heard him.
Alex
You heard
Thomas,
him. I speak soft. You heard him.
I said, no, you don't speak soft. I said, I can't have somebody that was soft here. That's why I got you here, because you talk a lot of shit.
Needed that real, Ricky.
Yeah.
Alex Thomas said we're putting moisturizer in the corner of his lips.
Wait a minute,
Robert?
Where's Alex?
I don't know, man. People come when they want to come. I'm gonna text him right now.
You know, Alex got that damn
Mr. Torry?
That
I
ain't,
know he has his podcast.
that ain't right.
I'm
That
texting
ain't
him right
right.
now.
Anybody gain weight?
What?
You talking
Did I
about-
gain weight? Listen,
I lost weight.
I was just on IG Live, and I always go live there a couple minutes
somebody
before we
called
come
you
here.
fat.
And somebody was like, "You gaining weight, nigga?" I was like, "Man, fuck your mom, bro."
Oh, that's hardcore.
He ain't lying. I saw that.
Listen, here's the thing. You don't meet somebody like that and then drop that on and here's the crazy thing. One of the first times I met Wayne Brady, right? I think this might be the second time. I saw him and I was like, "Okay, Wayne, you look like you bulking up, you getting ready for a role or something?" He was like, "What did you say?" I was like, "You look like you bulking up, you're getting cut. Like I thought you maybe got a movie role or something like that." He was like, "So the first time you meet me, you tell me that I look fat." I was like, I didn't say fat. I didn't say fat. I said, "You're like you bulking, like," but that's how he took it. And I felt some type of way, but I was like, I was saying you look cut. I thought he was getting ready for an action movie. And now when dude did that, I see what it felt like. So I was like, I apologize to Wayne Brady.
I got one even better. So the night that I'm about to propose to my wife, Guy, you know Michelli's on Ventura, right?
Oh yeah.
So I proposed to my wife at Michelli. So we're at
Beautiful Italian spot.
Somebody else's. We had a friend's house or whatever before that, so we about to roll out to dinner. So she had been working out with Billy Blanks, and you know he go hard. So she had been doing a lot of cardio. She was doing more weight training. So she was, getting a little size on her. So she was standing there. She was, the girl was like, "Oh, you look good, girl." She said, "Yeah, I've been working out." She said, "I've been working out, right, Flex? Do I look like I've been working out?" I said, "Yeah, you look a little husky." And then I kept going. I was like, "No, I mean because your back is getting wide." I was like,
"Oh, Flex."
Oh man.
That was as horrible as them casting you as Michael Jackson.
I don't think it was that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I had to bring it up because listen, you know they're gonna say it in the comments. You know they're gonna say it in the comments.
To hear, you're horrible. You're horrible. to hear horrible. I just believe in love. Everybody.
Hey, yo, shit, it's Michael.
Hey,
No, here's the crazy thing that I saw. Like I saw it on. I don't know if it was Twitter or Instagram. Somebody was like, "Yo, I still don't get how they casted Flex for Michael Jackson." And Flex was like, "I don't get it either, but the check's cleared."
yeah. I said, "Hey man,
I saw that.
Yo, check this out." So I you know, they reached out to me right through my my management, whatever. And I'm like, really? I was like, all right. I went to go meet with them, but guess who else met with them?
Oh,
Hill Harper. So
Oh.
yeah, so yeah.
Who was the casting director? I'm sorry.
But see, he was the Ivy League graduate, so he was smart enough not to take it.
So I never sat with a casting director. I went straight to the EP and the director. And
Rumor has it that's why Michael took his life.
oh no, that's cold-blooded. That's wrong. That's wrong. So I meet with them, talk to them, and mind you, I'm not thinking this is gonna happen. I'm not thinking it's gonna happen at all. I go in there, I do my voice, whatever, and I'm like, God, I'm 6'4". They'll never cast me. I'm like 4 shades darker.
Right.
I get the call 2 days later. I said, man, them niggas offered me $185,000. I took it.
Listen, for $185,000, I would take the role of Flames Monroe.
Hey.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, what?
Oh no.
Hey,
Flex.
White people should get on you for doing whiteface.
You are stupid.
Hey,
Okay, hold on. Wait. Before we go any further, because I can see this is gonna be a great time. Welcome to another episode of Zooming with the Homies. Ricky, that was your point.
Zooming with the homies.
Thank you.
Zooming with the homies.
This is an amazing show. Always with some great friends, some great people always on it. I'm doing the introductions real quick, but y'all know everybody on here. We have my homegirl, my sister, the very funny, very talented impressionist, comedian, actor, writer, singer, Miss Pretty Ricky's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, Ricky?
Hey guys, thank you for having me back.
Okay, cool. After she counseled on me 6 times, I'm so excited that she's finally
Don't do that.
for the 7.
Don't do that.
That's all I'm saying.
You know why? Because you recommended it for the 7.
You did. Because I was like, I need a strong woman, but I was trying to get somebody from Guy's class. It wasn't that I didn't think you was a strong woman. I was trying to get somebody from their class, but Guy did recommend it. I was like, but Guy, last time Ricky called me, she was like, I ain't gonna be able to make it, bro. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm laying down. I was like, who's on top of you? She's like, I gotta go. I said, get the fuck off my phone.
Hey, no. It's either fucking smoking or MS. Either fucking smoking or MS.
That is,
He's a lie. And first of all, nobody asked you to talk about my personal business out in the street. Okay? You don't know my life.
I'm actually in the house, so it's okay. Next up, we got my brother from another mother, St. Louis native, hometown hero, one of the coldest motherfuckers that ever touch a microphone, and you can catch him if you're in Atlanta, July 24th through the 26th. He's going to be at Uptown Comedy Corner. My dog, Mr. Guy Torry. What's up, brother? Okay. All right.
He's so
That's some shit you do when you just start smoking, Guy. You're not a novice at this, okay?
I know. But I'm a kid. I never grew up.
Shit. Just stop. Don't do it no more.
Hey, it's me. You see my shirt, me, myself, and Guy. I don't know who's gonna show up.
Tripolar?
That's the truth.
That's funny. That's a great shirt.
Flex has seen a lot of.
That's the truth.
Give me on the basketball court. You're gonna see one of them.
And then last but definitely not least, man, this guy, another household name, another legend, not only in Black Hollywood, but Hollywood, to be able to be as melanin as he is and be able to play Michael Jackson for the world to see. One of the sitcom dads, one of the best sitcom dads ever to do it, and an amazing comedian and reality star host who's just cool as hell. We have Hex Alexander on the show. What's up, brother?
How are you? Hi.
stupid.
Hey.
Oh, wait, you ain't say he dancer, because he was dancing.
Yeah.
I seen you.
Yeah.
I seen you dancing in the video. I seen you.
I must say, I must say, Flex has been able to reinvent his brand his entire career, and that's a testament to talent. And you know, he got a really deep faith too. So God has let him do that. But I'm saying you, he's reinvented his brand over and over and over again. So shout out to you, man, for just always the longevity. The longevity that you've had.
The jobs that you've done in the industry. I mean, you know, the
legal
job.
Wait, real quick before you answer that.
Oh, my bad. I'm
sorry.
Took over his show.
This is another episode. Super excited for everybody to be here. Don't have this behind the paywall because I want you guys to get it unfiltered and raw as it comes.
No paywall.
With that being said, all I ask is that you take care of my guests. If you have a little something that you can bless them with, please do it. They're taking time out of their day, their evening, whatever that wind down period may be, recharge or whatever, and they're still going for another 2 hours for you guys. So if you got something to bless them with, please bless them. So at this time, I'm gonna ask all my guests to change your name to your Cash App handle. If you need help,
how do you do that?
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you guys. You just tell me what it is, and I'll do it. $
Robert Torry.
All right.
And if you give $25 or more to me, actually, you get a T-shirt.
Now how you gonna send it to them, guy, or what?
Yeah, they can DM me their address, their name and their address, and their size. If it is 25 or more, bam.
All right, well
and in the foundation I work with is My Friend's House Foundation. Flex knows it. My Friend's House Foundation, where we feed the homeless downtown LA on Skid Row.
Oh, you talking about Herb?
Herb? You mean?
Herb. I said Herb, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, it's Tiffany Rose. Herb works with us, but it's Tiffany Rose's. The founder.
Flex, what's your Cash App, man?
It is Cosmic, COZMIC, Cosmic Order.
Hold on, let me get that right. Okay.
What kind of nerd shit is that?
Cosmic Order, baby. Everything is in alignment with the stars, baby.
Okay. Cosmic Order. Oh, I think they said Cosby.
No.
I see you got Leslie Jones on your shirt.
Don't do that.
You are wrong.
What is wrong with you?
Don't do
you
that.
are wrong.
Well, I thought it was Leslie Jones. Who is that?
Anyway, Flex, you said Cosmic Order?
Yes, COZMIC, Cosmic Order.
Okay. Pretty Ricky, what's your Cash App?
It's Miss Pretty Ricky. Hey, guy, throw away your Bible. Like, I don't even know why you have a Bible with notes. Why? Well, for what?
That's cold-blooded, man.
You don't even need it no more.
This is.
I got my other Bible too.
That Bible starts smoking every time you pick it up.
Every time.
My other Bible.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, Flex, you were about to answer something that Ricky asked you.
Yeah. What did she ask me again? I didn't hear. What'd you say?
I asked. I'm sorry, and I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like jump in and take over. So shut up.
I just wanted to make sure y'all got the names. That's it.
Yes, sir. Flex. So I know you've done so many things in the entertainment business or whatever, like acting.
He can't get no job, Ricky. Just get to the question.
I'm talking to. See, that's why you ugly, and that's why your mother. Back to you, Flex. Like what jobs have you done? Like DJ, we see you DJing now.
Yeah. Oh man, everything, man. Like, got started as a dancer. Obviously, I started as a break dancer and that whole era, which was dope because I got to be in the park breakdancing while Grandmaster Flash, while Melly Mel, Furious Five,
legend,
Kid Creole, all of them were in the park where they would plug up their equipment to the lamppost. No, this was before
Kid Capri.
Yeah, this was way back. Kid Capri actually grew up around the corner my grandmother's house, so I knew Kid.
Get out of here.
Yeah, on Kingsbridge in the Bronx. But I started in the, hip hop in the park when the whole Wild Style and Beat Street came out, and then I transitioned into stand-up comedy. And then the first role I went into was Juice. I auditioned for the role that Omar ended up getting. It was between he and I.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I auditioned for that joint. I was at the Uptown Comedy Club. Omar Epps. I was at the Uptown Comedy Club. Gerard Brown and Ernest Dickerson and Jackie Brown, the casting director, they came up to me and said, "Hey, we're casting this little movie called Juice. Have you ever acted?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah. I was like, "Yeah." Went and I spent it was about a week, where they were breaking it down. Then it got down to the final 8. So I got to hang with just me, Tupac, Jermaine Steele, Jermaine Hopkins, Khalil Kane, all of us, we got to spend about 3 or 4 days together mixing and matching. It was so dope, man. It was that experience you always remember because it's your first to where you got so close to something and I didn't get it. I remember how heartbroken I was, but I was still dancing for Salt and Pepper. And Cheryl, who's Salt,
wow,
she said, baby, don't worry about it. She said, you're not gonna be dancing for us long. Your career is you're gonna go ahead and go on. So don't worry about this. Just suck it up. We're gonna do this last tour, and I'm sure you'll be doing your own thing by then. And we did my last tour, which was like 5 months. It was Salt and Pepper, High Five, Tony, Troop, Father MC. It was
Herbie Love Bug.
Herbie Love Bug, Herbie and Stevie, and I did that tour, and after that, things just started taking off for me, and I did the Uptown Comedy Club television show, and
legendary
Uptown Comedy Club, 1991, and went on to do Where I Live with Dougie Doug, his first sitcom. That was my first sitcom.
Did you ever do Apollo?
Yeah. Oh, I did Showtime at the Apollo. Man, I did Showtime at the Apollo 3 times. Man, I got 3 standing O's. I had Sinbad introduced me once, Eartha Kitt, and Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Eartha Kitt?
Eartha Kitt?
Wow.
Did you holler though? Did you shoot your shot?
Right. Man, this was before the Marcus. It was way before that. She was like,
shoot your shot.
This is way before. I didn't think about it, man. She had a nice little red dress on though. She did though. But yeah, that was great, man. That was great. Just a kid that I used to go to the Apollo and watch the comedians. And the crazy thing was I had auditioned for the Apollo for forever, and they kept
for amateur.
No, for the guest spot. And they kept turning me down. You remember Kevin Brown and the Brown brothers up there, Uptown Comedy Club? They would get me to audition, and they kept turning me down. So I was in the audience, and Sinbad turned around and called me and said, "Come on up here, man. It's that time." And I'm like, "What the heck?"
What?
Because a comic had canceled. So I literally, I ran up the steps in the back. They said, "Sign your after paper. Turn around. You on in 1 minute."
You shit on yourself?
I would throw up and die.
I would have shit and thrown up at the same time.
But
I've done Apollo, but like that would have been different because I'm always so in my head.
Yeah. Listen, we were on the show. I don't know if it was last week, and I think it was all comics. We were talking about stages that like just kind of ring that fear in you. You know you're a monster. You know what you're gonna do when you get on there, but there are certain stages that just kind of they shake you to the core. And Apollo for me would have been one of those stages.
Yo, and at that time, Apollo was vicious, man.
Yeah.
Vicious.
Let me tell you, I've seen him boo a gospel choir on Apollo. How do you do Jesus out on
hey, there was no respecter of persons on Apollo. They did not. I've seen guest comedians get booed.
Let me tell you something. I did something. I'm stupid, and I've been stupid, and I don't mean in a good way.
God.
Use the Lord. I did Apollo, and I did a Biggie joke on Apollo.
Hey yo,
I did a Biggie joke.
You wanted to get booed.
Dumb. No. I had a great set, but I did a Tupac Biggie joke on Apollo about power to Tom. Be careful what you say, you know. Yeah. And I look back at it now. And I'm like, how dumb was I?
Yeah.
How dumb was I to take my life in my own hands doing a Biggie joke? I was friends with Pop, so I was team Pop. You know, because I knew Pop. I didn't know Biggie.
Yeah.
But man, and I did a joke about him, you know, passing away, rest in peace, in New York and Apollo.
Yeah,
in some Fat Farm gear.
Oh, the Fat Farm.
See? And that's why.
Wait a second. Ricky, is that a real Timberlake? Because I don't see the tweet.
She sleeps in him. She sleeps in him.
Is that a leaf or a tree? What is that?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I seen that.
Don't do that
first.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Big cat.
Don't do that.
Don't
never do that. You feel me?
He said big cat.
I walk barefoot first. Don't never do that.
I thought those were bonsai trees. I thought it was a bonsai tree. I didn't see the
shrub.
Hold on, time out. That's cute to hear, but Flex, why you laughing like real hard like that? Like calm your laugh down. It was cute. It wasn't that funny.
Because Big Cat, as soon as he said Big Cat, I just pictured the Big Cat booze. I'm sorry.
Nice.
That's what you got when you couldn't afford Timberlands. You got Big Cat.
Off topic. Shout out to New York for having 0 deaths in the last 24 hours of COVID.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
So shout out to the state of New York for doing that, man. We need that.
Yeah. My hometown, baby, man. My hometown, man.
You know what's funny, Flex, is that had you not been successful and you would have bounced around all of those jobs, people wouldn't talk so much shit. That boy can't figure out what he want to do with his life. He can't do nothing good. You didn't have every job.
They said that nigga think he Michael Jackson.
Y'all not gonna keep doing that to him. Don't do that.
Listen, I'm so numb to it. I laugh at myself when people say stuff online. I have to.
Ask you, like, did you ever was there ever like a regret? Like, oh, why would I?
The only regret was when social media came out, because I did this before social media.
Right.
Oh, that's
right. You know what? The check cleared before social media too.
Let me tell you, it cleared. I was able to, take care of family, had a great home. Like,
man.
So,
What year did you do that?
At least I never put on a dress. So, I'm just thankful.
Ricky hasn't either.
Oh, that's cold, man. Oh, that's cold.
That's our sister. She a tomboy, but we love her for it. We love her.
So
because I'll punch you in the back of your face. Don't do that. You act like I don't know where you stay, bro. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Flex, you have weathered the storm better than most.
Yeah.
And not only that, you did it with the same woman.
Yeah, man.
How did you manage that height of success, that level of stardom and fame, and still manage the personal life, still hold your morals and your integrity intact?
I mean, I've been lucky, man. My wife saved my life.
What? We've been what?
Lucky and blessed.
Okay, just say, forget the first one. Just say
one or the other.
I've been blessed. I've been blessed.
There you
go. The Creator has blessed me, and my wife saved my life, and
Lucky was surviving Apollo, but blessing was your wife.
She's amazing. She's amazing. We just, as we know, we did a public show about what we went through financially, and we did it because we wanted to let people know, this is real, man. Like we're not different. We just have a different job than everybody else in the average 9 to 5. But we go through the ups and downs. We go through, periods where things are hot and when they're not. And when things is hot, people love you, and when they're not, they push you to the side. And after one-on-one, during that whole time, I invested in real estate because I really felt I can pass this down generations. And I invested in the wrong state, which was Vegas. And that joint just crumbled during the recession. And I tried to hold on for 2 years, and I was pulling money until there was nothing else to pull, man. I mean, we had the sheriffs come, and all that stuff, man.
Let me tell you something. When you ain't hot, even your dog shit on the floor in the house. Hey, did you just sit? Did you just sit?
And he looked back at you like,
he just no, my dog just shit right now.
He looked back like rough. He looked back like rough, nigga, rough. But yeah, man, we managed to work through it, man, and we just both have that drive. I've always had that drive, man. I come from the projects in the Bronx, and mother who dealt with cocaine abuse, 2 brothers on crack. I went through homelessness. So I shit don't break me. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
This is you from New York. You're a Knicks fan, right?
No, I'm not.
No, what's your team?
I was a diehard Michael Jordan fan because I followed him in the Tar Heels. Okay. So I was a Bulls fan. Yeah.
You were Nick or Bulls.
So I had a Nick thing, but I was I had this conversation.
So you stopped his heartfelt speech for your little basketball thing?
He was done.
Grow up. It's not always about games. Why don't you grow up?
I had friends on the Knicks, you know what I mean? People like my man Anthony Mason, God rest his soul, Charles Smith, people like that, man, Chris Childs, all those cats, man. So
nobody likes a name dropper.
Yeah, I like that. God know what I'm talking about with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Those are real cats right there.
This was before your time, Ricky.
Don't do that. You don't know when I was born. What's today? You
don't believe that.
Hey, low key though, when Flex said he was out there dancing and he was like, this is before Kid Capri. And I'm like, damn, Kid Capri.
When he said that, I didn't want you feel
he said he was dancing before Kid Capri. I'm like, how old?
It was kind of like
No, when
you feel
look 36 on here, Flex.
Oh man, appreciate it. I'm just letting these grades go. I just turned 50 in April. I had my COVID.
I got a
50.
shirt for you.
Yes.
Flex, I got a shirt for you.
Ah, I like that. Okay.
He can't wear that shirt though. He needs something he can wear the shirt though.
Please get me that. Please get me that. But what was we saying before that? I was talking about.
We were talking about Shanice.
Oh yeah. So yeah, man, we both come from that cloth, but man, we just keep going. We believe in each other, and I don't want to be nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful. I'm happy. I just watching my kids grow is my greatest joy. And I think as you get older, man, you realize what's really important, or wiser, I should say.
I knew Shanice before she married you. She saw us come to Fat Tuesday, and she was always a sweetheart. Yeah. And she's been consistent from when back then until now. And then last year, I was so proud. It was a low moment in my life because I was at a Clipper game. But the highlight that she sang the national anthem, and I was so proud. It was a Clipper game, right?
Yeah, it was a Clipper game. Yeah.
And I'll go to Clipper games. I go to Laker game, but somebody gave me a ticket.
Oh, yeah. So
they would buy one get one free.
Well, no, they're winning now. But I'm saying it was laundry or Clippers, and I had a decision to make. And I went to the Clipper game. And then I saw Shanice sing, and I was like, yes.
Well, I rock.
Everyone loves her. She's just so awesome. How did you bag her? Like, what did you say? Did you shoot your shot? Did she shoot her shot? Tell me.
Hey, Flex, real quick, say it slow so Ricky can write it down so she can get bagged too. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
I'm bagged already.
She bagged.
And show us what ring.
Mind your business.
What part of the bed the handcuffs you put the handcuffs on?
That is gross. No. Back to the romance. Shut up, guys.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. I moved in the building she lived in. I was moving my couches. Me and my cousin Ed, we moving the couches in, and she was literally on her way to a Lauryn Hill concert. And,
oh wow!
And I knew
the person that got booed at the Apollo.
Yes, I knew who she was. So it was just like, it wasn't even like that at first. I was like, hey, what's up? Blah blah blah. And because I'd gotten out of a relationship, so I was single. I had been single for like almost a year. So we just really started off as friends, like just
that's the best way.
And it was the first relationship I had that started that way.
You didn't hit on the first night?
Nothing. We actually waited till we got married. So
what is wrong with you?
That was the first. I did it. I did it every other way, so why not try that way?
That's what he said.
So y'all met, and then y'all got married 2 weeks later, and then
I proposed after 3 months of dating, and so wow. I said we're gonna have to hurry this up.
but you knew baby girl, my loins.
Before, right?
I say that again.
You guys were friends for how long?
Literally, like, man, a few months, and then we really started dating about 3 months. And then it was like, boom, I was like, yo.
And then she started saying, I want to be starting something.
No, but who shot the shot? Like, did you feel me?
He did. They got kids. He shot the shot. They got kids.
Shot the shot, shot the club up, shot the windows out.
Oh, yeah. I'm
nosy. I'm
you mean
I'm doing it for the ladies.
You mean who proposed for? Who proposed?
Not who proposed first, but who crossed the line.
It just kind of. It was a mutual. It was mutual.
You felt it.
I felt it. I was like, yo, she's different. I just watched her with her family. I watched just her spirit. She's been the same the whole time. She's been the same
absolutely
the whole time. And I was like, man, yo, this is really dope. And I really let her know she was practicing. She was rehearsing to go on tour with NSYNC. And and I came up. I came up to the rehearsal space, and I was about to leave, and I pulled up to the side. I was like, "Yo, you always talking about, you're looking for your soulmate." I said, "Your soulmate could be staring you right in the face," and I just walked on. I did it like that, G.
Hey, listen.
I just walked away.
For the rest of the night, she was like, "What did he just?"
Yeah.
Was that true?
Tell the truth. When you went to a rehearsal. Huh? In sync, did you say I can outdance all you niggas?
They wasn't at that rehearsal, but yeah, I probably could have anyway. But I dropped that on her and left, and then she went on the road.
Game.
And I think on the road is when it really, because we talked literally every day on tour, every day.
That's important.
And then she came back, and then we just, it was like we were like dating, and then I proposed, and it was like, it just, boom, it was like, bam, one thing after the other. It was just so fast.
How did you propose?
At Michelle's, after I said
I'm sorry, you said that. That's right.
Yeah, after I said she was husky.
Michelle's, for those who don't know, Michelle's is like an Italian restaurant where your waiters sing.
Yeah.
They come to your table and your waiters sing. So very romantic, very cool. Were you in that little private area? They got a little area off to the side.
We were right in the back because a friend of mine's brother worked there, so he set it up for me, and they gave me the mic, and I got up to sing. And nice. I started singing "You Are So Beautiful," and wow. I got down and I gave it a ring, and I bought 2 rings. I had one ring where the diamond was like, it was a cubic zirconia. It was so tiny, and she looked at it, she was like, "Oh." And then I pulled out the real ring, and she was like, "Oh, okay."
Let me. What's the name of this restaurant? Michelle's.
Michelle's.
It's right on. Do you know where? Okay, I know you know where all the restaurants is here. What's the Mexican restaurant that's next to it? Good Neighbor restaurant, Good Neighborhood restaurant right on Ventura.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's out here.
Universal Nissan, right across from Universal Nissan.
Okay, gotcha.
Right there.
It's a McDonald's on La Cienega you go to. There's a singing crackhead in the parking lot. He'll sing anything you want.
Everybody had a different effect, though.
You're right. But I'm saying you want. Like, he do his own backup and all of that. All the world. You would have thought the crack messed up, but he still got it. He still got it. He was out there one time singing with him background. That was nice.
Wow. Okay, I see.
So yeah, it went like that, and here we are 20 years later, man.
That's dope, awesome. Man.
That's dope.
Congratulations.
I'm gonna drink to that for y'all.
Thank you, brother.
I want to say thank you for real, like on behalf of the younger couples coming up. Like, I feel like we need more mentors in the Black love department. Like, we don't know what it looks like per se, and like maybe not enough of it. We don't see enough of it. So when you came on, your TV show, when you guys showed that, and then you explained to us like some of the trials and tribulations, like I thought that was so cool, and so
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it's not perfect. People say so. Oh, y'all so perfect, and I'm like, no, it's nothing perfect. There's times where I get on her nerves, she gets on my nerves. We've gone through rough shit, man. We've gone through the bottom of the bottom, man. And at any point in your relationship, was either one of y'all ever in an entanglement? No entanglements.
Damn it, guy.
Here's the thing, guys. First of all,
I knew that was coming. I knew that word was coming.
That's his deal. That's no point.
I'm low hanging fruit comic.
Here's the other thing, though. Like, what people don't understand about marriage is like you have to work at it every day.
It's every day,
every month, every year. And I think if you think that your marriage is perfect, somebody has checked out.
Yeah,
there is no perfect marriage.
The reason why I said entanglement, because that wasn't my first thought. My first thought was listening to an interview with Will Smith today when he was saying how he sat down with Ruby D, and Ruby D broke it down, and that's what made me say the entanglement thing, because I was like, man, and he said after 17 years, and Ruby D was like, please, you don't even know each other.
You don't even know each other, exactly. and the thing is, it's true. I'm still learning things about myself. I'm getting into another groove as I'm maturing, and there's parts of me there's parts of me that I had to let go. There was selfishness I had. There was that me attitude that I had to let go. I had, I wouldn't listen to my wife sometime. I would not take her advice. I would just, no, I got it. And
edge got out.
Ego, and you have to listen, because y'all women, you're so intuitive and
smarter,
and and I just had to start to cut those things off of me, those dead things.
I'm glad you said that, because at 51, I'm serious. At 51, I'm just learning some things about myself. And I'm like, man, I should have learned this back in my 20s or 30s. But I learned now that I got a little bit of ADHD. I got a little bit of anxiety. I'm like, wow, I should have been known this.
Yeah.
But at 51, you're always evolving, always growing as a person.
Always.
And so when you're married, and I'm not married anymore, but when you're married, it makes it even, even more magnified.
Yeah, because now you have the two, and the mistake, I think that
one more like this, but
the mistake that we make by saying, when people get married, say, "Okay, now y'all are one." No, you are two individuals.
Yes, say that.
And you are focusing on a common goal. You're still individuals. She has things she likes. I have things I like. Things she don't. You're gonna be individuals, and I think the mistake is when you try to take that away from each other and say, "No, you owe me this because now you're my wife, and then now you're my husband." That's when the problem comes, and you just have to be happy in being an individual, but still working on that common goal together. Because and I just started realizing that.
Yeah, man.
I think that and I see everybody saying that it synced back up because it was lagging at first. I guess the sound and the audio and then the movements weren't in sync, but it looks like it's back right now.
Bye.
I think it's great that you touched on that, man, because I think a lot of people get in relationships and Flex, you've been married for how long now?
Me? I'm married for 20 years.
20 years. Let me tell y'all something. You get in a relationship and you at 20s, you in your 20s, you get to 30, you don't even like the same pizza anymore. Okay, 35 brings a new wave of taste.
There's only one pizza. And that's Emo's pizza from St. Louis. That's only one pizza that everybody's eating anyway.
I'm talking about toppings and everything, guy. Your taste for everything changes. What I'm saying, like I didn't used to like to shit with the door open. Now I love it. It's a big problem for my wife, but I like to be comfortable. I don't like to be closed in. Is what I'm saying is you are going to change in your life.
Right. So where are you, Tahir? Where are you right now?
We're at 7. We're at 7 years.
7. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty Ricky used to have long hair. Now she got waves. She wears a do-rag every night. That's something that her man has to do. So people change in different ways.
What you laughing at? You
blowing? That's cold, man.
Just don't do that.
That's cold.
Do me a favor, everybody watching. Please smash that like button. We got 1,800 people in here. We only got 663 likes. Let's get it up to 1,000 likes real quick, man. And we're gonna keep going. Please bless the guests.
Hey, Ricky's boo I rock with, man, because he smokes cigars too. So I rock with Darrell, man. That's my guy.
Oh, thank you, G.
He said with Ricky. He didn't say he rock with you. He rock with you.
I said he's a good dude. I said, he's a good dude. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I gotta get Ricky shit every time I see her because I miss her like hell. That was my sister, man. We used to kick it on the radio show, man, and she moved for love and for, I guess, a better standard of living because she had family on the East Coast. And I was just like, tough it out with the rest of us, man. I got my wife. She's measuring up the cocaine. My daughter is bagging up crack. Like, we out here together making it work, and you just quit on us.
No, let me tell you something. I didn't quit, okay? I didn't quit. What I did, let me tell it to you, okay? Listen to me, okay? Hello, goodbye. Let me tell it to you. What I did is my daughter, okay? I'm in the road. I'm going with this guy here, okay? I'm going with this guy, okay? I'm in the road so much. My daughter is home alone. She has crazy things. I said, no. Hell no, not in my watch, okay? Hell no, okay? Hello, goodbye. So I pack up my bags for her. Now that nigga is grown, that's not me.
That's not me. Wait a minute, hold up. So you're not in LA, Ricky, no more?
No, she's in Jersey. She's in Dirty Jersey.
You back?
Jersey.
What part of Jersey?
Dirty Jersey.
I'm gonna tell them the thing so they can know. I see him.
My bad.
I'm mad that guy telling everything. I said the East Coast.
Here's the thing.
You talk too much.
My bad.
You acting like you said you in New York. And if you had said a borough, then that's something. But Jersey, nobody's.
I said the East Coast. First of all, your word bro.
Jersey's huge.
When people go into protective custody, they get sent to Arizona, Alaska, or Jersey. Jersey's the last place on the list.
Bro. Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with me. I'll punch you in your whole face, bro. Don't play with me.
Hey, that's a big punch. He got a big ass face, Ricky.
What?
He got a big ass face. That's a big ass punch.
She probably
Somebody would have to squat down to uppercut guy. You can't even get that low to uppercut guy. You got to get on your knees and fight him like a real man. That's the only way you can fight guy.
You look like somebody sneezed on you with chocolate milk in their mouth. On them goddamn
That's not. I think his freckles are adorable. You're adorable to hear. Yes, you are.
Oh my gosh, that's wow.
Yo, here's the thing.
Hold on.
No, don't put the glasses on it.
No.
What the?
Yo.
Hey, I'm going to Zoom. Imani, what's up?
Oh, I had a rebuttal cocked and loaded, but I had to let that live out, bro. That was too good.
I appreciate that.
That was so good.
Right there.
Right, let me finish
real
this.
Comedian right there.
There
you go.
I didn't want to step on it. That joke had to live, bro.
That was funny.
Damn.
That's a great comedian and also a great host. Also a good host.
Come out.
That was funny.
Did Flex just take a call in the middle of our bonding moment?
My daughter called. My daughter.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's good.
My daughter called.
The one that was on the road with us?
Yeah.
Which one?
She driving. My daughter, she's driving now.
She's driving now? She was like this when we was on the road.
Yeah, we was on the road. Yeah. Hey, let me tell you
I got in trouble.
Let me tell you something.
Friends.
Me and Guy, Ralph Harris, we was like, yo, we gonna do this comedy a show for the Lord. We gonna go out there. It was gonna be clean comedy. So guys, ADHD. So we doing good for a while, and it was almost like you see the little like you see it coming out of him. He's like he couldn't contain it. He's like, yeah. So yeah, everything's good, and the pretty women here.
I got a fuck for you.
He's like, you ever be jerking off? And then I'm like,
no, he did not in the church.
It wasn't in the church.
It wasn't in the
church.
church.
It was a club. It was a comedy club.
But we labeled it clean comedy.
Flex and Friends.
Yeah. But you know what? I said, we had some great shows though. Let me tell you something, man. We had some great shows. We had some funny shows. This dude, Ralph Harris, man.
Lonnie Love did a show with us too.
Lonnie Love. I brought Lonnie Love. I brought her.
Happy birthday, Lonnie Love, today. Happy birthday.
Can one of y'all reach out to Lonnie for me? I want to get more ladies on this show, man.
Lonnie ain't called me back. I mentioned like, man, I remember when you started. She looked at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, wow.
Hey, Lonnie got a white man now. She courtside Laker games. I said Laker games. She's courtside. Like, go ahead, Lonnie.
Well, she's happy.
She's very happy. She's very happy. Hell yeah, that's all I'm happy.
I'm happy for her.
I did see an article when she said something to the effect of when she turns around and does it doggy style, she doesn't even know that he's white. That's what she said.
Wow.
She said
as long as she happy, that's all that matters. Fuck with
her.
her.
And I was like,
happy.
whoa.
Yeah.
But go off, sis.
Hey,
I'm happy that she's happy. Go.
She happy. That's all I'm about. If you happy, do your thing, man. Like our success. I'm just because it's hard out here, man. It's and look, it is and looking and I think on when social media and all of these boxes are created, if you're hot, you're in this box. If you're not, you're here. And I post about it. The worst thing in the world is you got your whatever celebrity friends, your people, you comment on their page, niggas don't comment back. You look on somebody else's page who's hot, they all on there. I'm like, yo, I shouted you out. I said, what's up? What happened? You take a picture, you post it, they don't post it. It's really this cool kids, attitude, man. I hate that. That's the one thing I hate, man. It doesn't
bother me. It's just you just keep doing you regardless, man.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, as far
keep
as
doing you regardless.
Support and because listen, man, I'm the first to hit anybody up. Yo, congratulations.
As guy Torry goes to flex page and start flex.
we always going there. We always talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's weird. It's a weird thing, man. But yeah, I keep doing me, man. That's why I love DJing, and when I started doing the Instagram joint.
How long you been DJing though?
I've been DJing. I started in 2014. 2014. And then I started going on IG. I started doing that in like 2015.
Okay, because since COVID, a lot of new DJs been popping up. I'm
and
ain't your lane.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but I like, you know,
I've been cooking, so you know.
I took it serious. Yeah. You know, I loved it. So I would do every Thursday back then, like 2015, 2016, 2017. And then when COVID hit, of course, like, you know, I went on and the thing that and I had a problem with, you know, cats getting on doing their thing, because I think it was helping a lot of people. It helped me mentally. It really did, because
cooking helped me.
That first wave, we didn't know what was going on, man.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? You going through depression. you seeing, looking on social media, niggas is showing military trucks. You think they're gonna come throw you in a camp? Like, you don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? So it
but
helped.
See, you all were quarantining with other people. I'm by myself, so I was quarantining. I gave up porn in January for my New Year's resolution. But then
hold up again.
No, I'm porn again. I'm porn again. I'm porn again.
Here's the thing I like about Flex, and I feel like he's carved out his own lane, because I had never before seen somebody DJ with 8-tracks. Like, actually putting them I was like, yo, he got a lane, bro. Like, I've seen the record players. I've never seen somebody DJ with 8-tracks. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. How's he even getting? Why he got Roddy Ricch on the 8-track? How you even do that? This is so crazy.
How would you see that?
I got connections,
because Lionel Richie curl don't fit on a vinyl.
I got connections, man. I got connections, yo. I got mad connections, yo. Got all that. And
I got my dad's 8-track. When he passed away, rest in peace, Pop. We just buried him. It was the 6 years ago on Friday. We buried him. Rest in peace, Pop. But I got my dad's 8-track.
You still have him for real?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, and it's not the name drop, but I won't say the name. But my brother used to have his celebrity. Remember Joe's have a celebrity getting
yes, sir.
And my dad would barbecue after at the house. There's an NBA player that used to come, and he walked in my parents' living room and was trying to take my dad's 8-track. He was like, Mr. Torry, please let me have an 8-track. And he was like, boy, get on out of here.
Yeah, man.
That
was a great time out there saying in the
That's fire. Let me give a shout out real quick to Lawrence Torres. Thank you so much for the donation on the Super Cat Man.
Yes,
but if you can, please give the donations straight through Cash App, because YouTube takes a percentage of all you guys' donations. So I wanted to go to exactly who you intended it to. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. But please,
James,
you send it straight to the
James Sister Neros. Appreciate you. He cash out.
Yeah, we're gonna
Lamar Lee.
We're gonna say their names at the end, guy. We're gonna put them at the end.
Okay.
Hey, we're gonna do that at the benediction.
You don't know what that is. He a heathen. He don't know nothing about that.
Pretty Ricky, you have an amazing story, and I don't know if you want to go into it or share it with people, but you have fought through a lot of battles to be able to do what you love. Where do you find that strength? I would love for you to speak on that really quickly.
Pizza.
Okay, that's what's up.
No,
I fucked with pizza. Capitalize.
You do? Oh my God! Not the kind that guy eats. He's gross. He eats that.
Emo's Pizza, baby. St. Louis
Emo's. Fire. Don't do that, Ricky.
IMOS.
It's better than New York pizza.
Better than New York and Italy.
It's better than New York.
New York and Italy.
Nothing is better than New York pizza.
It's not better. It's not better than New York.
Whatever.
And that's our cousin. So I'm not from Jersey, but that's our cousin. So what? I go to grandma's house. I get pizza. You feel me?
Ain't nothing.
You so ugly. You so ugly.
Pizza and a quart of water.
Why don't you grow up, Robert? Why don't you grow up? No,
that rat that wouldn't have sold that pizza threw up after he ate it back in the day.
Oh my God! You act like St. Louis is got the cleanest board of health.
Hey, we're number two. We're number 2 in murders. Hold on, we're number 2 in murders. Number 1 in gonorrhea. We're number 1. We're number 1.
And I should partake in pizza there? Absolutely never. That's gross.
I don't want no drip in my pizza.
Thank you. Well, nothing else. Keep your stuff to your
All the young kids like that drip though.
That ain't guacamole.
How do you know? Sir?
Oh my gosh. Y'all.
Go ahead, Ricky. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ricky.
Go ahead, Ricky.
Talk about something else. Now you trying to put inspiration in that. Like, just be funny. Oh, how do I make it through? God, like the rest of y'all niggas? Next.
We want to hear your story, Ricky.
Come on, sing your song, Ricky. Alone in the room, it's just me and you.
Why would y'all make me start?
Come on, Ricky. You don't know who you're blessed with this story.
Can I say this real quick though? Okay, please, nobody don't get mad at me. I know this is not the platform for this, but I just need to comment on this. I hate that song. Like I hate it like, with my soul. Like I think God hate that. Like, you ever think about that? Like, do God really like this song that y'all made for him? Like, cause this song is trash. I'm sorry. All right, what was we talking about?
You didn't like that song?
We were talking about.
Tell us your struggle, your story.
Your story. Where you meet your boo? What's your story? Yo?
No, what's your story of this coming up, doing what you love to do?
Yeah.
Oh, comedy?
Yeah.
Coming up. Wait, what you said? Coming or comedy?
No, that's
comedy.
What is she? I was like, no.
Why don't we get out of bed? Why don't we start there? Why don't we start there? Do you have a chair?
Talking subtitles for talking subtitles for Flex. You know he's a little older, so he can't hear everything.
Now he older.
See that?
Wait a minute, I'm older than Flex. Hold on.
Exactly.
He really is.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh,
both of y'all look like y'all in your 30s, so y'all telling on yourself right now.
Titties and tequila. Titties and tequila.
I got sneakers older than Tahir.
He got a constellation older than you though.
You're stupid, man.
He was my ass, guy. Go ahead, Ricky.
All right, what?
Freckled.
Okay, so a lot of you don't know that. Well, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Miss Pretty Ricky, and I'm a comedian. We said all of that. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and a lot of people don't know that. I don't share that. Well, I started to share that actually on stage, and I came out of the MS closet and let people know. I didn't like to share it at first because, I didn't want people to take pity on me. I didn't want people to, not book me and in fear of me not being able to show up and do the job. And I do want to say salute to my big brother, Guy. Like, he took a chance on me, and he took me out on the road as his feature. And when I tell y'all, he took me under his musty little wing and like just raised me up in his teeth. I hate him. You're so ignorant.
Okay, we're gonna talk about why your underarm is shaved right after Ricky.
It's not shaved. I just don't grow hair. It's not shaved. I just don't grow hair.
He got alopecia.
No, I don't.
It was a little light skin under there, wasn't it? Like,
no,
I'm sorry.
Hair is just real fine. It's good hair.
Why are we here? This is my story.
Go ahead, Ricky.
Go ahead, Ricky. Go ahead.
I don't remember what we was talking about.
I took you under my wing. The wing.
Took me under his wing, whatever. Show me, the ropes. Actually, is one of the reasons why I started to get headlining gigs and things of that nature. Like, the clubs started to take a chance on me, and they knew I had multiple sclerosis and things of that nature. So I really, really have such an awesome camp. Like, God has really blessed me with such a cool tribe. I get help everywhere I go. Even like literally when I'm in the comedy club, if the workers know that, hey, I'm not feeling well, or this is a weird night, or everybody does whatever, just to help out. And I just really, I feel like God is always surrounding me by, his people. And so I'm super blessed, bro, like, for real. Like, y'all too, like, y'all are part of that tribe. And I thank y'all, all of y'all.
No, but your job, talk about your job you had before you said no. What was your...
Oh, God, Jesus. How I got into comedy?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about multiple sclerosis. Y'all got to say,
the job you had.
We want to know before everything.
Yeah.
Before everything. Okay, so I was a wife, and I'm still a mom of two, and I was a social worker for the state.
Right.
And I helped, families who were in crisis, and, sometimes we had to separate families and things of that nature. So it was like a super, super stressful job. And on the job, I had what is said to be like a stroke, but it was a really, really bad multiple sclerosis flare-up. Found out I had MS. And, it was like I'm sorry, I skipped something. I'm sorry. Comedy, boom. So I'm doing this job, whatever, it's crazy. I go through a divorce, and it was a pretty, like, painful divorce. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And it really, really hurt me. And so, like, I stayed in the house a lot, and my mom said, you know what, you can't stay in the house like this, you get depressed. come on, let's go to a comedy show. We go to the comedy show, and I'm just sitting there not impressed at all, not even a little bit. not even a little bit. And
who was the comic? No.
You know what? I don't remember.
You messy bastard. You
I know what comic did it for me.
I don't remember. But long story short, you know, my mother said, well, if you think you can do better, then, you know, I like to see you try. Oh, you talking to me? Like, all right, cool. So after the show, everybody come down. I asked the comedians, I was like, yeah, I'm interested or whatever. So what school y'all went to? And they was like, I was so cocky. Yeah, I'm interested. So what school or whatever? They was like,
what comedy school y'all went to?
Stage, right. So they told me what to do. Find open mic. Found the open mic. Bob Sumner saw me. Who is right? He is
Bob Sumner. Bob Sumner is a guy who booked every comedian you've ever seen on Def Comedy Jam on TV. Bob Sumner is the one who went to those clubs and found every comic you've seen on Def Comedy Jam, from Martin to Steve Harvey to Eddie Griffin to Joe Torry, all those guys. So that's who Bob Sumner is. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And he talked like
this. I was gonna say it, but I'm glad you said it.
You know, when I first met Bernie Mac,
no, you're not gonna do that.
He was doing shows in Chicago for $50. So when I met Bernie, and I was like, Bernie, you're way too talented to be here, man. You need to be in front of TV, you know. And it's for that I got him on Def Comedy Jam. But
Bob Sumner's the one. Bob Sumner was who turned me on to Pretty Ricky, to be honest, and Marina Franklin.
Oh, that's dope.
Did you tell me that?
Yeah, Bob Sumner recommended you a while ago to me. He dropped, yeah.
You know, guy,
you're right. But remember that picture back at the Comedy Store? I think that's when he introduced us. Bob introduced us. Yeah. You're right. Oh wow, I forgot. We met me and God met like 5 times, like mad times. And
but I didn't remember any time because her hair would change.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
That's
Ricky. I'm black. My hair gonna change.
Hey guys, this is Pretty Ricky. This is what I was talking about.
Guys. Yo, you're not gonna do Bob like that.
You guys would mess well together. I think you should try to do something, you know?
Yeah, Bob, something. But people don't know, Def Jam, the throughway to Def Jam was Uptown Comedy Club, because Russell used to come up there. And they even came up there, and Bob was trying to make it happen and help the Brown brothers. They wanted to partner. Russell wanted to partner with them and doing it, because, you know, that's what Uptown was. You sit there, the crowd is all around you, and the comic's right in the middle. And these brothers just, you know, they decided not to go and do the partnership, and because we had Uptown Comedy Club.
Bob was the first one to put a DJ in a comedy show.
Yeah,
he was the first one to do that.
Yeah, man. Bob really. Yeah, he had the Peppermint Lounge. Woo! If you ain't come right at the Peppermint Lounge,
that's Jersey. Excuse me, that's Jersey stand up. You feel me? Don't do that.
Yeah.
I probably would have never did it because it was in Jersey.
Oh man, yo.
Everybody was
East
there.
Orange.
You would get hit with some. You would get hit with some.
Bill
Peppermint Club.
Yes, at Peppermint Lounge.
It was Junior Apollo. Junior Apollo.
If you wasn't right, you got it. I did Peppermint like 2-3 times, and every time I was nervous. I was scared every time.
Yeah.
Peppermint
it was that spot. So Ricky, so then you started doing stand up.
So I doing stand up. Bob, yo, that's so crazy. Like how Bob Sumner would see me. You know, my second show, I wanted to die. Like I wanted to just kill myself. Because the first little show was like a open mic thing, like 30 people, 20 of them was my friends. I was doing like knock jokes, but I made it funny. Yeah. And I came off stage and somebody saw me and was like, hey man, my cousin needs to meet you because you're funny. Cool. I was cool with the dude, you know, cool. All right. So I go to the next show, you know, like, all right, what's up? I get there, like 500 people. My second show,
Did you Bob?
Nah, I surprised myself. You know what? It was my charisma. My mom was in my ear and she was like, you know, like, yo, no, my mom was like, you're very charming. Go do what you do. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And as she's saying it, I understood what it meant. Like, just even like my icebreaker, like I spoke to somebody and I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't, but looking back, I was like, oh, I did have some sort of a cadence, or I had some sort of a stage presence.
What was that feeling? What was the feeling like? I know it was for me, doing that first joke and getting that first laugh. What was that feeling you had? You
know how you feel like you about to you got the key in the door and you got to pee, and then boom, you just make it to the and it feels yes, God.
Yeah. It felt Mine is a little bit different description. Mine is like you got the head right in, and then
I knew that was coming. Oh God, I knew that. This was the.
Not be you.
This was on the
hanging
road.
fruit, low hanging fruit. but let me tell you the sidebar, the Genius of Bob something too, because my first appearance on Def Jam, Bob Sumner helped me through that. I think I'm still the only one in the history of Def Jam that did a knock-knock joke. And that was because of Bob Sumner.
Wow.
Really?
Like, that's the dumb shit when you're young. But see, I was doing, when you do Def Comedy Jam, they do the dress rehearsal before, and they have you do your act or not. And I didn't want to do my act because I'm a game day guy. I'm not a practice guy. Yeah. So I did a knock-knock joke that I heard on the set of Martin when I was a PA, because I was delivering scripts. I was a production assistant when I did that. And then I did the joke in rehearsal, and everybody laughed, the tech crew and all that stuff. And Bob was like, open with that joke. I said, nah, man, I don't want to say that. And then I was like, it's a knock-knock joke. He said, man, say it. It's gonna break the ice, gonna kill, we'll edit it out. And I did it and it worked. And it ended up staying in, but that's the genius of Bob Sumner. That's how much he knows comedy. So when he puts his hands on you and say, hey, you got something, like he did with Ricky, I trust his judgment. Yeah. So that's why when he said Ricky, I trust his judgment. But that's why I want to side on Bob Sumner. Those who don't know, he's a genius when it comes to comedy. But go ahead, Ricky.
No, I don't know. That was just so awesome. Like I was gonna describe him, but you done did it. Salute to Uncle Bob. Thank you so much for all that you have done for us in the comedy game. Tahir's an idiot, and he really does sound a lot.
Real quick, I want to ask Guy a question, but Flex, I want to put this on your brain because people keep asking about it.
We can see his brain too. We can see his brain.
Homeboys.
Hey, hold on. We can see yours too if I stand over you.
What you talking about, Willie?
So Flex, I want to put that on your brain. I want you to get ready to start talking about Homeboys in Outer Space because people keep throwing that on there. And then, Guy, I want to ask you, man.
We don't want to talk about that.
Oh no, we're going to talk about it. Guy, you were a little different from everybody here. Like I've never had anybody in my family ever try comedy. A lot of my family has never even been to stand-ups shows. Ricky, I think the same with you. You had nobody in your family that did comedy. Flex, I feel like you come from a family of entertainers, but I think you may be the only comedian in there. Guy, you have an unusual upbringing because you have not only somebody in your family, but a big brother. Like literally your next brother who was in there. How did you manage to separate yourself? And I don't want to say get out of his shadow because you're literally in everyone's shadow because you're short as fuck.
I thought you was going to say because he's black. I thought you were going to say because he's black.
I am the shadow.
I see you where you low hanging fruit.
How did you manage to separate yourself and establish yourself as your own brand and not just like part of the Torrys?
You know what? Two people influenced that. Well, actually, a couple of things influenced that. One, Joe and I are only 4 years apart. So going to grade school, and we went to Catholic school, and Joe was so fucking bad. He left such an impression on the teachers that they would see me when Joe had already gone on, and they would mistakenly call me Joe because Joe was so fucking bad. And then I went to the high school that he went to for one semester, and I was Lil Joe. I got tired of being Lil Joe. And I'm like, you know what? I got to go somewhere else and get my own identity. So I went to a different high school. I went to a different college because when I would go visit Joe in college, I was Lil Joe, Lil Torry, and I had to go to a whole nother college. So I always was inspired by Joe, whether it been football, wrestling, in the band. Joe did all those things. I did it. Did them better too, him in comedy. Anyway, so I've always had that. It's beautiful how God prepares you for stuff earlier in your life to deal with stuff later in your life. And so I've always been that person that had to to be in my older sibling's shadow.
Yeah.
But two people really hit it home. One was Michael Williams, who was the owner, creator of the first black comedy club in the country, the Comnac Theater, where Robin Harris and all those guys, Martin and all those guys came up through in South Central Los Angeles. And he was always say, I would get off stage and he was like, and I didn't know it at the time. When he said, I thought he was hating. He said, we don't need another Joe. Because I used to study Joe's VHS tapes. I used to study his jokes because I didn't want to step on none of the stuff he already talked about family. So naturally we sound alike. I studied him. He inspired me. So you go to mimic who you admire in the beginning of your career, and then you finally find your own and get out of it. The other person was Tupac. Tupac used to always come to my shows and be like, hey man, create your own lane. He didn't say that same lane. He said, hey man, you got to get out your brother's shadow. Man, you got to be yourself, man. Stay true to who you are. You know, Joe got his. Be yourself. But Tupac was always at them shows, man. Always at events I would host. And so I started, you know, that's why I don't have muscles. So Joe had muscles, so I decided not to work out. So I can.
Oh yeah, that's the reason, nigga. hey,
look who the lateness is coming in.
Why would you even come? Why would you even be
real quick, guys? Somebody said, tell the story about the strip club and your shirt.
Oh man. Okay. So.
Real quick, hold on, real quick. I just want to give a shout out to Alex Thomas, man.
I thought that was
so much for
Phil.
pulling up, brother.
Hey,
can y'all hear me?
Did y'all have the baby?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, what's up, people?
What up, man?
Man, let me tell you something. My house is under complete reconstruction. What'd you say, guy?
That was hilarious,
man. You late, man.
Nigga, when I give you my excuse, you guys got to give me a pass. First of all, my wife is due any day now. Baby's due in the next week or two. House is under complete reconstruction. I got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. Man, when I tell you it's been crazy for me, and I had to go get them some food because she can't get up and go nowhere. We got to be real careful and all that. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm an hour and something late. I'm sorry.
He texted me and let me know. He's like, I'm trying to log on, but I got to find my mustache real quick.
Bye.
Nigga, my mustache has been gone for 14 years now.
Right, and they're right above your eyes.
Yeah, nigga, my sexy days are over. I'm done.
They had never said, hey, Alex, long as I know, Alex, they were never there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, real quick. I want to, Alex, real quick, I'm going to change your name to your Cash App so if people get a chance to bless you, they can. What's your Cash App, Alex?
Is that what niggas really do nowadays?
Hey, man,
listen. Put mine on.
Hold on, Alex. I'm explaining it to you, but this is
wow.
So because you're coming up here, we dropping gems, we're dropping stories, we're dropping funny, man. This is a way for people to, one, show their appreciation for what you're doing right now, but also all the things that you've had your hand in, from Fresh Prince to Jamie Foxx show to touring on the road, all the stuff that you're doing. This is a way for them to show and pay homage to everything that you've done, man. So if these people want to bless you with,
can I be honest? Can I just be brutally honest? And Flex and Guy have known me my whole career, but I'm just gonna be honest when I say this. When I say this new generation is really, and no bad way, y'all are so on some new shit now. I would have never in a billion years thought that me coming on here just to talk to you and do what I do, they'll pay you for that, nigga. We didn't find out until we got here. I did not know that.
Yeah, we didn't find out until we got here.
We didn't know either. We didn't know either.
But my money is going to my Friend's House Foundation, the homeless. You know my Friend's House. We work exactly. So that's where my donations are going to. But finish telling your.
Well, guess what? If they give me some money, it's gonna go towards my new garage door opener.
Is it a noose?
I'm reconstructing my house. If they want to put in a new double sink in the master bathroom, that's the kind of grown man shit I'm on. Right?
You gonna put a noose? You gonna put a noose on your garage door?
What's up? What's your Cash App, Alex?
Actually, it's Venmo. It's Funny Man Alex Thomas.
No mustache, Alex Thomas.
This nigga
Funny
got
man. All one word. Funny man, Alex Thomas.
Nigga got hit late, Alex Thomas.
I know, right?
All right, now,
CP time.
Go ahead with the story, guy.
Do you mind if I eat while you guys are doing this?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Can you push mute? Can you mute? So we don't hear you snagging?
Yeah, you a smack?
Yeah, she hates that. She hates that.
Yeah, smacking, I can't deal with that either.
All right, go ahead, guy, with the story.
I forgot the question. Nigga, I'm 51.
Strip club in the shirt.
Oh, strip club story. Okay, so in 1998, I had I was celibate, right? I was celibate. I've been on tour. I had a lot of, and I was trying to change my life around. I was going to Faithful Central Singles Ministry. I was celibate. So I was shooting a movie called Life, right? And I'm only saying that because it's significant to the story. So my boy Bear, rest in peace, and y'all know Bear, Big Bear, y'all know Miss Goldmouth, you gonna eat your cornbread. He was always like, man, fuck that celibate shit, nigga, we going to a strip club.
Oh my God.
So Bear takes me to Bear takes me to a strip club in Gardena, the Barbie Coast and the First King. Alex Thomas, you know about those motherfucking clubs.
You ain't get shot
anyway.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it, guy.
Whatever, nigger with the ER. So
put it this way. Put it this way. They have my flyers in the girls' dressing room.
So Bear takes me over to the First King, right? Strip club. Now this is 98, and this is in the hood. I'm talking about you stepping over bodies that's been shot in the parking lot to get in the motherfucking club, right? I should have known that was the first sign of like, nigga, what are you doing?
Hey, not to interrupt, but I got it just to add to your story. It was so bad at the Barbie Coast. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
It was so bad at the Barbie Coast when I don't know if you remember this guy, when they pat you down at the front door, they would be like, sir, do you have a gun? And I'm like, no. You better go get that motherfucker.
Right.
Do you know who's up in here tonight?
Right. Yeah. And the thing about it is, back then I used to do jokes like, man, y'all about this East Coast, West Coast, nigga, I'm down with the Barbie Coast. And then I went there. I was like, oh. So I get there, and Bear gives the dancer $50, right? For lap dances. Now lap dances were $5. That should have been a sign right there. Lap dancers were $5. So now this chick she's dancing, she's grinding song after song, and these are like songs are like quick. Probably about on maybe the fifth song, right? You sitting down in a chair, and she backs up to you, and she puts her ass on your chest. Well, air got between her ass and my chest, and when she plopped down, a gust of wind went whoo, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh no!
I'm like, I know I don't smell ass.
Oh,
so now she's grinding, and now this song is like the 12-inch remix. Double overhead camshaft mix. It would not end. And she's grinding, and as she grinds, I'm smelling more and more ass. And now I got this. That's only at 5 songs, so I got another $25 left. I'm like, you know what, babe?
Right? You remember her name, right?
I don't.
I remember name was her dance name was Booty Juice.
Why y'all laughing at that? That was not. That was a.
So she's like, you got more dancers? I said, I'm good, thank you, baby. Just keep the rest, right? So now I'm trying to find Bear, like, nigga, let's just get up out of here. And I'm still smelling the smell. I'm like, is this bitch following me? So then I see Bear had a white shirt on too. Bear goes, nigga, what's that on your shirt? I'm like, what? I look down, it looked like I had a brown necktie on. She left a skid mark on my fucking shirt. Yo, I kid you not, man. She got a skid mark on my shirt. And at this time I forgot what I was driving.
Nigga, little did you know you got Corona 13. That was 32 years ago.
That was the start of it.
Yeah, that was the first. You were the first victim.
That's how bad it was. And it was like in November. So even in LA, November at night, it gets really cool. So I'm driving home, and I lived in West LA at the time. So that's about maybe a 35, 40-minute drive, right? So I'm driving, and the smell was so bad. I had the windows down. I'm freezing, because I'm trying to like let air in the truck, right? The smell was so bad. I turned the music up like it was going to drown the smell out. I was that fucking delirious. And
wait, you kept on the shit shirt?
Nigga, I had on no shirt afterwards. You know, I'm
I
built
don't
like,
care.
I'm built terrible.
I don't care.
I'm built like a 13-year-old boy. I'm skinny.
Fine. That is
so
fine.
not that I know like a 13-year-old boy is built like, but anyway, but I'm driving home and I get home, I take the shirt off. I didn't even wash it. I just threw it away.
Oh, you didn't wash it. You shouldn't wash it.
Huh?
You shouldn't have washed it. You did the right thing.
I threw it away. I threw it away, man.
Because if you did wash it, you would have had to throw away the washing machine and the dryer.
You shouldn't do it outside your house. I wouldn't have threw it out in my house.
Remember when the skinny tie phase was in? It looked like a brown skinny necktie.
That is nasty.
Yeah, man.
That's so nasty.
So that's for the listener or the viewer who put that. That's the strip club story.
Oh man, that's great.
Bear was a freak. Bear was a freak.
He should be up. Hey, he was your number one fan, bro, because he was up at
Fat Tuesday
every single Tuesday.
Every week.
Damn.
You should give my shout out. Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy. I hate that I came out here later and I missed all of those nights that really established LA as the scene. Because New York was always that scene, Chicago was always that scene, and LA had a couple iconic nights and a couple iconic venues that really made it. And I wish I would have got a chance.
Comedy Theater was the major one for black comedy. And the Mavericks Flat, J.F. Brown hosted Mavericks Flat. That was another one right around the corner from the Comedy Theater. Those were the top two. I mean, the Comedy Theater is where Jordan and Magic Johnson used to go to see black comedy. That's where the black comics were. That's when Robin Harris hosted. Martin Lawrence, when he got to LA, he came up through there. Tommy Davidson, Sinbad, Robert Townsend, Keenan, Damon, all of them. When I came in, 92. That's when I met Alex, and that was our training ground. Maverick Flat, around the corner on Crenshaw.
Townhouse.
And Townhouse. And the Townhouse, with U.S. Moore and Hope Flood. That was the other one. So it was three.
It was only a few of us young black comics.
Birdland West.
Exactly. There was only a few of us young black comics at that time. Absolutely. There was only a few of us young black comics at that time that were like in the white clubs also. So my little routine, like every Thursday night, I would literally get to the Comedy Act Theater at about 7:30, sign up so I can go on at the Comedy Act, and then I would be on the bus to catch like a 9:30 bus off of Crenshaw and 43rd to take me to the Laugh Factory and the Comedy Store. So most of the young comics that started out with us, they were kind of like not even attempting to go up to the Comedy Store and the Laugh Factory because they just weren't letting niggas in unless you were a star or you had some type of TV or movie credits. But me and my boy Daryl, they all know Daryl. We were determined to be like, yo, we're gonna get in this bitch also. And like sooner than later, we were like paid regulars at three places at the same time, which was Laugh Factory and the Improv. And in the black rooms, we just never stopped doing the black room. Black rooms, and then you have to be like in a system. You nigga, you just, if you're a funny nigga, you could go up.
Yeah. And to go back a little bit, and Alex, you weren't here when we talked about this, but the Comedy Theater is where Russell Simmons and Bob Sumner came and saw Martin and was asking comics who's like the next one. Because Robert Harris was actually supposed to have been the first host of Def Jam, but he died. Yep. And then he asked the story that my brother tells, and Flex golf with my brother, so love story.
Who's your brother? You have a brother?
Dan and Green.
That ain't funny, man. That ain't funny. That ain't funny,
man. That ain't funny. So they was asking comics who's like the next one, and my brother and I guess the other guy was like, well, Martin is probably the next one. Who's that one that's going to pop? And Martin, but Martin deserved being the host of Def Comedy Jam, as you know. Whatever. But yeah, host, so that's what the Comedy Act Theater was. And then
shout out to Michael
Williams.
Shout
Bob Sumner. And yeah, we shout out Michael Williams again. We shout him out again. But that's the whole tie-in with Bob Sumner, Def Comedy Jam, and the whole joint. And just how of a genius that Bob was, and how important that the Comedy Act Theater was, the Townhouse was, and Mavericks Flat was, and Birdland West. Those are like the four premier clubs where if you were funny and black, that's where you went to get down.
Yeah, when I first
want to point out I want to point out how Flex was rocking back and forth and shaking his head like a first lady or a mother at a church. And also the way he was like,
these old jokes where the nigga got a face like somebody ass exploded on it with diarrhea.
Damn, that was graphic, nigga.
From the clean comedian.
Who said
I came on at Guy T talking about getting shit stains on his chest to Flex talking about diarrhea exploding. I'm like, nigga, what kind of show do you have to hear?
This podcast is a shit.
Best in the West, baby. The best in the West. I will say this, man. I am just overly appreciative and humble.
Jamie Foxx too came to the Comeback Theater. And Ricky Harris.
Wait, not to interrupt, but since he gave you one crazy ass club story, can I give you my craziest club story?
Which one? Because you got many.
I got so many, we don't even have enough time, Guy, but you mentioned one that probably you and Flex didn't even know this story. You mentioned Birdland West.
Yeah. I got a Birdland West story. Go ahead.
Tahir, I'm going to try to explain to you what Birdland West was. First of all, Birdland West was a club in Long Beach. So with that little roster of black clubs that we can go up to, it was, and Flex, you wouldn't really know because you were on the East Coast.
I went in. Yeah.
So it was, like you said.
He had the curly fries in his head.
Exactly. Flex was between telling jokes and then being on the road with Salt and Pepper. So nigga, he was in the middle.
and Guy had his old teeth.
This is just how far back we go.
That's what American is the XT.
I'm sorry, Miss Pretty Ricky. I'm sorry. I should have said hello. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Okay, so here it is. So Birdland West. Nigga, I had been doing comedy maybe 6 months.
When did you start? What year did you start, Alex?
91. So like a year right before you.
Okay.
All right. So they had an amateur competition. And they were, the prize was $1,000. And I was on the bus, and I'm like, nigga, I need this $1,000.
RTD, roughed up and dangerous,
like a motherfucker. Imagine getting on a bus from Wilshire and La Brea to Long Beach, nigga. Like, so
that's an hour. That's like an hour on the bus.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
An hour on the
3
bus,
days.
right?
About 3 days.
No,
I left on Sunday, and the competition was on Tuesday.
That was the first mega bus.
Nigga, exactly.
No.
Oh, it gets better. So, amateur competition, Long Beach, $1,000. Only been doing comedy 6 months. DL Hughley is the host, right? DL had been seeing me every single week as this little up and coming nigga that's only been doing comedy 6 months, and he would always
with a lot of energy.
Yeah, he used to always come up to me like, "Nigga, you gonna be a funny ass nigga. You're really funny. Out of all these little new niggas, I like you." I was like, "Cool." So I show up, and he goes like, "You might be able to get this. You might be able to get this money, right?" Long story short, to prove to you the year it was, the Jungle Fever premiere was the night before, a movie called Jungle Fever, Spike Lee, right? So I got invited to the Jungle Fever premiere. And at the Jungle Fever premiere, they gave out gifts. Nigga, they gave out fever hats. I was like, oh, I'm about to kill these niggas with this brand new movie that everybody's talking about. It's called Jungle Fever, nigga, and I got a hat. Nigga, I'm wearing this to the competition tomorrow. Now, when I say what I'm about to say, please don't say what you think. Let me finish the story, okay?
All right.
It said fever on the front, and it was red, okay? The hat was red, and it said fever on the front. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a dressing ass nigga. I'm like, I need an outfit for this competition, and I'm going to win tomorrow. So, nigga, I said, I got a red Jungle Fever hat. I'm about to hit up the Beverly Center, and I'm going to get me a Polo Rugby. Do you remember Polo Rugby?
Yeah.
Nigga, it couldn't get no doper than that. Even though it was an East Coast thing, I was a West Coast nigga dressing like that, right? So I said, I'm going to get a red Polo Rugby to go with my red fever hat. I need some pants. Nigga, I got some plain beige khakis, and I wore some white Chuck Taylors, right? So are you visualizing the outfit? Because it's a huge part
you
of
look like
the
you worked at Target, but go ahead.
Okay, pretty much.
Oh, Jake from State Farm.
Good one. Or Jake from State Farm. And this was before Jake from State Farm and Target. So I'm going to just say the outfit one more time. Red fever hat, red and white Polo Rugby, tan khakis, white Chucks. I'm like, nigga, I'm about to kill these niggas, right? So I get up and I totally forgot when I got to Long Beach. And I'm a born and raised South Central nigga.
Oh,
I
man.
totally forgot that Long Beach was all Crips.
Facts.
Nigga,
Man.
I look like the baby blood ambassador right now.
Oh my
Okay?
God.
I look like I'm here on behalf of the young bloods of America, nigga. Right?
Dang.
Nigga, it was so cripped out. It was so cripped out at Birdland. The valets had blue bandana parking vests on, nigga. That's how cripped out it was. But nigga, it totally slipped my mind. I've only been doing comedy 6 months. So I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna win this fucking competition because I'm better than all these little niggas, right? So I get there. DL goes, "Oh, nigga, you here? Good, bro. You're a real funny dude." And niggas are just kind of looking at me crazy, like I don't have no credits. Nobody knows me from shit. The niggas are just looking at me like, you know, who is this nigga?
Oh no.
Daddy Riley, come on. I
Oh
was
no. Right there.
Daddy Riley.
Okay, there we go. There you back.
You back,
So-
Teddy.
Okay.
Oh, what happened? What'd she miss?
You
It
had froze.
froze at they looking at me. It froze at they looking at
I
me.
froze up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
but the
shit,
last
what
thing we
did I-
heard was
You
the
good.
last thing we heard was they looking at me.
So
Okay.
take it from there.
So nigga, they was looking at me crazy. Like, and I don't know why they're looking at me crazy. I'm like, this is from Macy's. It's a polo. Nigga, I went to the Jungle Fever premiere. Nigga, I met Spike Lee last night. Nigga, you didn't. What are you fucking looking at me crazy for? Whatever. So nigga, do you remember the layout of Birdland West? It was
Yes,
a
sir.
long, deep club.
Yeah.
It was really,
narrow.
but for some reason, nigga, it was super fucking packed that night. I guess they
Always.
promoted this amateur. DL was getting the buzz, so blah, blah, blah. Nigga, I had no credits. He brings me up, and the nigga goes, "Come to the stage. This nigga's real funny." I know him myself. Give it up for Alex Thompson. Nigga called me Thompson.
Thompson.
Like, nigga, that's not my name, but whatever. I'm going to go up here and do this shit. I get on stage, and I kid you not, the two biggest gangster Crip niggas I have ever seen in my life are sitting in the front row of the comedy club. And both their feet, just like that guy, and both their feet were on the stage.
Oh.
Their feet were on the stage, straight banged out, tattoos on the face, way before tattoos on the face, all the shit, right? So, nigga, I look at him. I haven't said hello yet. I haven't said hi. I ain't said nothing. And both these niggas, it's like simultaneously pulled up their shirts, and nigga, they both had like silver-plated, nickel-plated Glocks, guns.
Woo.
And one
They
nigga
hard to
says,
find.
and they're in the front row. Remember, they're in the front row, feet on the stage. Nigga goes, "We gonna kill you, cuz." Right?
Yeah.
And then
I
the
was
other
street
nigga said,
trainee.
and then the other nigga said, "You finna get smoked, cuz." Right? Nigga. First thing coming to my mind is, how the fuck did these niggas get in here with guns? Right? Right? And what am I gonna tell my mother that nigga I'm about to get killed on a comedy stage, right? So nigga, I froze up. I couldn't.
Wow.
I don't know if you've ever had if anybody here has ever had a gun on them, drawn, right? It felt like the
My
niggas
mama.
pulled like a gauge in my face, right? I froze up. I didn't say nothing, nigga. And in a matter of 10, maybe 15 seconds, just imagine 500 people booing the fuck out of me. I'm talking violent.
That's worse than
I know.
getting shot.
I know, right? I'm talking violent boos. We hate you and your mama. Go kill yourself. Why are you alive? Boos. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I never said a word. I didn't even say hi. I didn't say hello. I didn't say how you doing because I froze the fuck up. But in that mean ass crowd, that TK Kirkland was the host every week.
Think to the motherfucking K.
But DL just happened to be hosting the competition, right?
Now, one
And they were known.
DL a Crip or Blood?
Oh, he grew up around Bloods, Gardena.
Okay.
Right. But so I'm getting booed. I'm terrified, nigga. And all of a sudden, the boos went to Jingling Keys. I don't know if you ever remember that. If you go that far
they
back.
did that in Atlanta too. They did that in Atlanta too.
So, nigga, I'm getting
There were
booed.
bells in Atlanta.
Okay, no, these niggas, just imagine 300 niggas booing, jingling keys, and then niggas started doing the sirens.
Oh, man.
So nigga, I got booze, jingling keys, siren, and then out of nowhere, nigga, I felt something hit my face. Like, I felt another thing hit my face, nigga, but it was light. I don't know if it was a straw. I don't know if it was a plastic fork, nigga. 3 or 4 niggas in the front row started throwing chicken bones at me.
No way.
No.
So, nigga, I am basically getting tortured right now, right?
Yeah,
and
man.
Then,
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, I would say 10 seconds later, the whole crowd fell out laughing. Fell out. I'm talking standing ovation laughter. I guarantee not one of you motherfuckers can guess why they started laughing immediately.
Peed yourself.
Why?
I peed on myself.
No,
oh my God.
I peed on myself. Remember I told you I had on tan khakis?
Oh,
Nigga, it looked like I jumped in the nearest river.
No.
When I tell you my pants were completely
How old were you? How old were you, baby?
21, 22.
Jesus.
Right?
Yeah.
So now it went from thunderous booze to now all of a sudden, I guess the crowd is thinking, oh, maybe this is what this little nigga does. Maybe he's the pee-pee. Maybe he does pee-pee jokes to make niggas laugh, right? So all of a sudden, everybody is dying laughing because they're thinking. And so now DL realizes something's wrong. So he comes back on stage and turns me where my face is towards the back of the stage and he's faced towards audience. And he whispers in my ear while he's giving me a hug. He's like, nigga, what's wrong? Like, nigga, you're a funny nigga. I saw you a couple times. Like, what happened? You got scared? And I whispered in the niggas there. I said, they gonna kill me. He said, what? I said, they gonna kill me. He's like, nigga, who is gonna kill you? I was like, the niggas in the front row. They have 2 guns and they gonna kill me. And he turned around, which one of these niggas gonna kill you? I was like, no! No, they might kill you too. They really have guns. And you know, DL's whole style was to fucking rip them niggas to pieces.
Yeah.
Right? So he turns around and starts to destroy them off my little bit of story. He saw that I peed on myself. He saw them throw chicken bones. He started ripping these dudes to pieces. And he kind of just left me floating in the abyss, right? So, nigga, I'm terrified because I'm going, I gotta get back to the bus stop, nigga. Like, I gotta make it to my car. And what happens is anybody that knows black comedy clubs, if you're not funny, you might as well have came in here and pulled out a gun and tried to shoot everybody's mama. Nobody wants to talk to you. I passed 3 or 4 securities on my way back to the door, right? And each one of these niggas gave me a look like, nigga, your unfunny ass better not even look my way, nigga. Or I might shoot you, nigga. Right?
Wow.
When I tell you, I ran to the bus stop. And instead of going to the exact same bus stop, I went to a bus stop further down just in case the bus took too long and I didn't need niggas to come out and see me and try to finish me off at the bus stop because I'm thinking now he's gonna think I snitched on him because I told DL.
Right.
So now I'm really fucking terrified. Long story short, I got on the bus and I went home. I cried. I was contemplating suicide. Like I was like, really, maybe this shit isn't for me. Maybe I picked the wrong profession.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But the real nigga in me, the moral of the story, I continued doing little small rooms all over the city. I came back the next year, the same date, and won the motherfucking money.
Let's go.
I got the final part of the story. TK Kirkland was the host that year, but you got to ask me when I won the $1,000, what did I wear? Ask me what I wore.
What you wear?
I had on some cross-color overalls with a pink button-down shirt and some topsiders. I was not gonna have these niggas do me and I not even get a chance to tell a joke. So that's my story of perseverance, never giving up, coming close to death.
Shit.
Let me tell another quick Long Beach story.
That's a true story, y'all.
Long Beach,
crazy, right?
Long
That
Beach
is crazy. Like I'm really for real stunned at this story. Like you ain't
I
nobody
couldn't make that up. I couldn't make that
Let me
up.
set up Long Beach. Long Beach is bout it. Like, I didn't realize how bout it Long Beach was. I mean, I knew it was always rough, and you hear Snoop and all, the LBC and all that. But when rest in peace, when Ricky Harris passed away a couple years ago.
I was there at the funeral.
Yeah, the funeral. Yeah, so you were there.
Yes.
I was in the front row, and I almost got.
Yeah, we all sitting together.
We all was in that same area.
Wait, real quick, guy, real quick. We had 1,200 likes, guys. Let's get it 300 more. Let's get to 1,500. You getting some gems here tonight. You get some stuff that you would have never heard before. Let's show the appreciation by blessing the guests and also hitting that like button. Smash it so we get to 1,500 likes. Go ahead, guy. I'm sorry.
I love you monetizing ass niggas.
Let me backtrack real quick. Every time I see, and I'm a name drop for a reason because it's important. Every time I see Dave Chappelle, every time he tells me when he first met Joe, my brother Joe Torry, he said, "Man, I first met Joe. I was outside at Birdland West. I just got to LA." He said he was smoking a cigarette across the street from the club, right? And he said he just saw Joe whooping a dude's ass, like beating the dude's ass outside the club, and like, God damn, that's Joe Torry. Joe was whooping ass. Now let me tell you why he was whooping the dude's ass. It was a comedian, and I'm gonna say,
Do you know all the reasons? Do you know all the reasons from all the people that Joe has beat up over the years?
Yeah.
Do you know all the stories?
No, but I know a lot of them. I was on a lot of them, but I didn't get beat up though.
Yeah,
I won all my fights with Joe. Anyway, so it was a comedian named Kerry Lee.
I remember.
Right? And Kerry Lee was doing
Kerry Lee.
He had stole one of Joe's jokes and kept doing Joe's joke. So he was at Birdland West one time, and I guess he was doing Joe's joke. And Ricky Harris was the host. So Ricky called Joe and was like, "Hey man, this nigga up here doing your shit again." So Joe said he hopped in his car and drove up to Birdland and caught the nigga come out the club and was like, "Man, I told you to stop doing my joke." And he said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, Joe. I just can't get it out my act." And Joe said, "You know what you want to do?" He's like, "What?" And Joe said, "Take these licks." So Joe started beating his ass outside the club, and that's when Dave Chappelle. That's what he saw. And now Kerry Lee is in. Now Kerry Lee is
casting.
in casting.
Yeah.
Somebody killed him.
No, he's in casting.
He's in casting now. He's in casting now.
But after he got his teeth casted out of his mouth, nigga, he's changing.
I was at Birdland one time, and Ricky was hosting, and AJ Johnson was there. And y'all know AJ Johnson. I got the hookup and all that, right? So AJ, and I was standing next to Sabalo. Cedric was always coming to the club, right? Mm-hmm. So we stand in the back, and this chick was fine chick. AJ was trying to holler at, and she was like, not giving him any time of day. He was like, "Fuck you, bitch." So she went to the bathroom, came back, and she went and sat down. Because I tell you what, she went and told her boyfriend. AJ didn't know she was her boyfriend. He came back and was talking to AJ. AJ, "Man, fuck you, man. Fuck you too." All I know is this motherfucker go, bow, hits AJ. He falls into the woman's bathroom. But the funny part was, Ricky Harris was the host. All we heard AJ say, "Ricky!" He sounded like Cuba Gooding in Boys in the Hood. Ricky!
That's
like,
hilarious.
what was Ricky gonna do? But Birdland West was that. Birdland West was that dude. I didn't know it was that they bowed it, because when they did the tribute for Ricky Harris at the Comedy Theater, bring back Comedy Theater a couple years ago, Sherry Shepherd said something that was kind of crazy. Oh no, Sherry Shepherd posted it on the whole funeral and the fight on Periscope, and Long Beach got mad at her. And while she was doing her set for Ricky's benefit, the LBC was all in the house, and they had they came up on the stage trying to get at her. Long Beach ain't nothing to be fucked with. I'm gonna tell you right now. Long Beach ain't shit to be fucked with.
Alex, real quick, somebody Tony Baker asked me, where is Daryl Heath?
Where is Daryl Heath?
Funny ass Daryl Heath, man.
Let me say something, man. That's one of the most brilliant comedy minds. And I haven't known him as long as you guys, but I saw this dude do a whole set on Charlie from Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
And Charlie
and Ironside.
Yo, Alex, man. what was it like to just be around that gene? And y'all were all of y'all funny in your own rights, but
we're still best friends to this day.
Right.
Grew up together as children.
Where's Guy
started.
T? Guy T?
What'd he say?
Where's Guy T? Alex and Daryl used to do these reenactments, and Chris Spencer used to do these reenactments.
Yeah.
It was the funniest shit. Go ahead.
Daryl, he just went through some like mental issues, but nothing crazy. Just he became a born again Christian. He lost his mom. He tried a different type of field. He just kind of like stopped doing stand up. Then he dibbled and dabbled in it. He's still one of the funniest dudes ever. Like I'm talking like every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, he's a godfather to one of my kids. I love him to death. He just kind of fell back and just stopped doing it. But if I hung around him to this day, I mean, put it this way. At my wedding, I've been married 5 years now. And at my wedding, everybody got up and talked. You know, Tiffany Haddish, Chris, all these people, everybody got up and talked. This nigga went up. What'd you say?
I wasn't invited, but go ahead.
This nigga did. So no one had seen him in years. He went up and did. You're supposed to just talk for 10 minutes or 5 minutes talk about me. That nigga went up and did a 35-minute standing ovation set at my wedding. I'm like, nigga,
wow.
I guess you're back. I guess you're back, nigga, because he had so many stories about me, obviously, from being best friends our whole life. And I was like, whether you think you stopped doing stand-up or not, and I know this whole room knows you, but dude, you need to get back on stage. And I've tried to talk him into it, you guys.
And I don't know about New York, because I didn't really start on the New York scene, but in LA, some of the best comedy shows was on the sidewalk outside the club.
Nigga, you hit it on the nose.
And Alex Thomas and Chris Spencer and a few of us would tell some of the funniest stories and reenact some of the. I don't know if you can tell the story about Denzel and the dude y'all brought to the fight party. I don't know if I ain't gonna say too many names.
Nigga, I got so many stories, but I will say to really make you laugh, because this is probably something you personally never knew, but you brought it up. You're bringing up stuff that's making me want to go in different directions, guy. But I got to tell you something that's going to make you laugh personally. You just said off stage, outside of comedy clubs, back when we were young, after 3 o'clock in the morning, we took snapping and roasting to a whole new level. And you touched on it, guy. But I'm going to tell you something personally you never knew.
That's how you, before you say that, when you came to LA from another city and you thought you was a shit in your own city, how you earned your stripes in LA was on that sidewalk.
Yeah.
Your own in those sessions.
Yeah. That's how we did it too.
Something you never knew, guy. Something you never knew. We used to kill on the sidewalks, but we also kill on stage, but we have comics hanging around talking shit, right? And for some reason, your brother would come around, and that was in Joe's angry, upset, bitter buff days, right?
He's still there. He hasn't changed.
Okay. I'm happy you validated that. So he would
Cowboy hat days.
Wait, hold up. What'd you say, guy?
Cowboy hat and boots days?
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Well, you didn't know this nigga was a UFC fighter or a black rodeo nigga, right? All we remember was Joe didn't have no sleeves and extra baby oil on everything. Right?
He the only dude I knew that had no shirt on with a jumpsuit and cowboy boots.
Hey, we used to say that Joe would go to a wedding and wear a wife beater tuxedo. Nigga. That's what we said about. But hold up.
Lewis.
Yeah, but here's what you never knew. So Joe, for some reason, I guess he didn't understand this new school young dude's way of joking. Because remember, we were we were the young dudes. He was like a OG. He was a dude that we kind of looked up to, right? And so his form of talking about people, I'm just giving you the super bland example. Joe would be like, hey, what the fuck you got on, nigga, with your big old da-da-da. And nigga, you don't talk because your face looks like, just simple 101 black bagging, right? He didn't understand our way. Flex, you know this.
Yes.
Like, we would act out everything. Nigga, we will turn you into a straight sketch scenario.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right, Flex?
Yes.
Am I right, guys?
You've done it to me.
Okay, so here's what we finally end up saying about Joe for years. He would come and try to crash the party and talk shit about us. But we didn't think what he was saying was funny. This is all off stage out on the street, right? So one day, nigga, I just said, he walked away, and I was like, that nigga needs to get some off stage material.
Oh, man.
And nigga, it stuck for years. If Chris Spencer was on right now, if Dwayne Martin was on right now, if Anthony Anderson was on right now, if Daryl Heath was on right now, we said, who's the nigga we talked about offstage material, nigga? And they all say Joe Torry, because that was just our shit for years. You're like, this nigga is so, how about you come over here and see this new way of joking, nigga? Because we knew how to talk about people, and the people we're talking about, they can laugh along with you.
Right. You can't take it personal.
Joe, as we all know, and this is not talking behind his back, and Guy, you'll be able to back me up. When Joe got finished talking about you, you want to go get your gun and shoot up his house.
Yeah.
Facts. That happened at the townhouse.
It came from anger. It came from, I said it about you and fuck you, nigga. You gonna do something about it? And come up here and I'll knock your ass out in real life. So we were just a new form of comedy.
Joe was at, I heard the story, not even from Joe, but Joe was at, I think it was, I don't know, it may have been a townhouse. And this dude,
don't talk about the gun incident. Don't talk about the gun incident, because I can give you the real story for 2 hours. Is that what you're doing? Talk about?
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the joke part. What he said
of what he said to make the nigga pull out the gun. Do you know?
Go ahead.
You weren't there. You weren't
there.
Go
ahead. Tell that story.
Wait. Before you tell that story, Flex is struggling to stay awake, and I want him to do the home. Listen, he's been holding on to this homeboys in outer space for an hour. I've seen him pop some pills. He got his feet on the side of the bed, and the humidifier is already blowing. That nigga Toes is doing this. He is struggling right now.
Wait. Tahir, are you saying you saw Shanice give him some Molly and Percocet?
No, I saw Shanice give him some arthritis and Ezekiel medicine.
What y'all talking about? I'm fine, man. I'm watching y'all.
Nigga, there you have it. No, you're asleep. You don't even know what you're talking about.
What y'all talking about, man? I'm fine.
Hey, my eyes
talking so much.
My eyes just do that. No, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Alex.
I want the homeboys in outer space story before we get it, because we got to wrap up in a minute.
Okay. Yeah, we want me to do that now, or
yes, do it now before you pass out.
Okay. Well, what do you want to know about homeboys in outer space? What do you want to know?
Tell us about it, man.
Where did you park your spaceship? That's what we wanted to know.
Okay. Okay. So I get a holding deal from UPN. This stand up in New York, and I did a couple of spots, and UPN came out to see me.
Tell them what a holding deal is real quick.
Yeah, because they don't have those anymore. Back in the day, they see a talent, a comedian go on, whatever, they like you, they'll pay you to keep you off the market, basically. And
I got a few of those over the
years. Back when you
big check.
Back when you can get a fat check and be held for a year, or
back then they were giving holding deals like 150,000.
Oh, even more
like that.
Even more, $500,000. There were some huge ones. So anyway,
while they developed your show.
While they developed the show. So I get a holding deal, and they're just looking through a bunch of their scripts and what they have coming in. So they send me the script. It's called Homeboys in Outer Space. And I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy about the title, but the joint was actually kind of funny. So I'm like, and then we had the original James Doohan, who played Scotty from the Star Trek. So I'm a Trekkie. So I'm like, yo, this is dope. So I sit down with the producer, creator, Eric Van Lowe, and actually Miguel Nunez was a producer on that.
Joanna Man.
Yes, Joanna Man and Stan Foster. They had a hand in creating that show. So they said, hey, this is what we want to do, blah, blah, blah. I picked that script. And of course, everybody hated it. But at that time, I was 26, making 35 grand a week. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this. You know what I mean? I'm coming from the project. I'm coming from the Bronx. I'm like, I'm taking this show. Everybody killed me. Everybody. People calling me from New York. Yo, son, you lost your mind out there, son. You a homeboys United States. That's some bullshit, son. So I was dealing with all of that, man. But I actually have fun. Let me tell you something. Television back at that time, it was different. We all looked out for each other. We all rocked with each other. You see everybody at the UPM parties, and they gave the best parties, and we just rocked together. It was a great time, man. I had some doozies. I got Michael Jackson and Homeboys in Outer Space.
That's right.
Hey, but people will never forget them.
Each one of that's one thing. One, it will always be classic because people are going to laugh at how hilarious and how ridiculous it was. Two, both checks cleared.
All of them cleared. All of them cleared.
Checks
all of them.
You know what I always say to hear?
You
know what I always say? It's easy for people to talk from the outside in that have never been a part of it. You can talk all the hell you want, but when you get to do what you love to do and get paid to do it, hey, nigga, one thing I knew earlier in this business, man, I think it's a credit to how I've still been able to be in this business 26 years, stay relevant, and still never have a regular job. I knew coming from where I came from in South Central LA, nigga, I didn't have a plan B. I went to college for 20 minutes. Okay? There was no plan B. There was no if joke. What'd you say?
They gave him the FAFSA application. He was like,
I knew.
Hold on, guys. You said he failed FAFSA?
You 29 years.
Say it again.
29. I'm 28 years in, and I started in 92. So
I started 88.
So whoa. How many years is it? I stopped.
You like 29. You're like 29 years in.
That's fucking crazy. Okay. But my point was, it wasn't like if comedy and jokes didn't work out, oh, I can go back to being an accountant, or I can go back and get my degree. I could be a dentist. No, nigga, it was either this or go back to the hood, right? So I was like, I figured out a way. If it's not TV, there's a whole lot of ways you can get paid. So that's why I was like, writing makes money, stand-up makes money, TV makes money, movie makes money, animation makes money. So I learned all the different lanes. So if one thing is slow, I could do it. If I'm not doing TV and movies, I can make 100,000 doing comedy. If I'm not doing comedy, I make 200,000 doing animation. So or I'm writing for somebody. I just knew I wanted to be in this. And that's almost what I'm trying to say to the young Black people out there, because a question I always get, and I'm pretty sure everybody on the panel gets it, is, hey, man, I'm trying to get into the business. What is some advice you would give me? And I always tell them, it's like the NFL and the NBA. Not every nigga is going to be that $15 million a year nigga that's starting and then we're wearing his jersey and got his own shoes. But what people don't realize is, you know how many white people get paid behind the scenes, from general managers to trainers to people, psychologists? There are so many checks, let's just say, under the Laker umbrella, under the Cowboys umbrella. Unfortunately, as Black people, young Black people, they only see the star. They only see LeBron. They only see, Todd Gurley. They don't realize
They don't see Maverick Carter.
Exactly. They don't realize there's a whole lot of ways to get paid. I realized that at a young age in this business, and that's why I'm still here to this day.
Since you said that, Alex, I want to go around real quick before you tell the story. You and God tell the story. I want to go around and get one piece of advice from all of you guys. Before I do that, though, I want to say I'm extremely humbled and just thrilled that you guys took the time out of your day, your evening to come on here, especially you, Alex, with everything you got going on, the baby on the way, the young kids.
I'm sorry about that, man.
No, I'm glad that you still pulled up, man. Let me say something. That always feels like there's a disconnect between the classes, like the young guns and the OGs. And I can say that I'm blessed to know you guys, that I can call Guy, I can call Alex, I can call Flex. Like Chris Spencer sent me Flex number, and I was like, I already got Flex number. I was about to put it in again, but I will say that I've come into contact with some of the most generous and giving and just wisdom bestowing comics that I've ever met in my life. And I'm so glad that my experience has been that, and I can share that with the people watching and then also the other comics as well. Guy has dropped tons of gems on me. He allowed me to do a radio show with him. Alex Thomas took me on the road with him when he went back to my home.
I appreciate you, dude. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you a compliment. I'm not one of those dudes that feels like, oh, just because I'm an OG and I've done all these comedy shows and movies. I respect young cats that I see are funny. When you're a secure dude, you can do that type of thing. Like, I respect you. I respect Tony Baker. I respect me. I mean, I can go the list, all you young guys that are very funny.
Ricky.
Yeah, I know what I could do. So I'm not one of those dudes, and we don't have to mention names. There's a lot of dudes out there that won't fuck with dudes like you because they're so afraid and so insecure that somebody else in the room is going to be funny. When you're secure, when you're
about
I said stop. All right, well, you can say names. I'm not, because I'm not that dude.
I got
everybody say hi to Legend. Hi, Legend.
Hey.
But no,
why you not in the bed? Where your fruit snacks?
What'd you say?
I said, why he not in the bed? Where your fruit snacks?
Oh no, he's about to go to bed. You about to go to bed? You about to go?
What white baby is that?
I know, right? I look like I adopted and purchased a little light skinned nigga.
Bye.
But let me say this for Tahir. Tahir, you know, I definitely, I told him, you know, when he hit me up, I said, man, I'm a fan. I've been a fan since the first time I saw him, the first time I saw Tony, the whole crew, man. And like Alex said, you know, I'm one of those people, when I see somebody that's funny, I just see them really making a mark and making an imprint, man. You got to acknowledge that. So, you know, kudos to you guys, man, for doing something. And I mean, you guys have, you know, revolutionized and really, you've created a movement that wasn't there. Yeah. And you should be proud of that.
And another thing to hear that I like about you, and I say this to a few guys that are like you guys are coming up in the generation of the social media thing. So I've seen dudes at like your class that, because you could be funny for 1 minute and get 100 million views on a video, they kind of feel like they don't need to do stand up.
The work, yeah.
But so and they don't want to put the work in. So I appreciate seeing what you do on your social media, but you also put in that work called stand-up comedy, because what we do is an art form. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Guy and Flex will tell you, you over these years, you had to work at this. And unfortunately, social media has made it to guys, I feel like they think they don't have to work at it because they did a quick video and they got a couple million views and laughs. So they think, you can't tell me, nigga, I'm a comedian.
As Bob Sumner calls them, social medians.
So that's very good. Wow. Social medias. And you know what I always say, and I'm going to end it on this. I've had people go, oh, that's such and such. He has 9 million followers or whatever. I'm like, great, here's the mic. You're next, nigga.
245. Do 45.
Yeah, but that nigga that got 9 million followers don't have 9 minutes of jokes. I'm done talking.
Let me do this. And Ricky, I'll say this. We talk about Pretty Ricky being on the road with me and all that stuff. Ricky is one of the ones who works at it hard. I mean, she's about stand-up. And I put it in my contract. Like when I wasn't doing Sundays last year and Thursdays, I put it in my contract that Ricky had the headline Thursday and Sundays. Oh, that's so clubs can start seeing her as a headliner. So she can now go off. She can start headlining her own shows, and I can bring somebody new on to groom them. And the only thing I say Ricky owes me is to pay it forward. So you bring the next young comic on and do that. And that's why I bring features on the road. It's not just that they're funny or we gel together, but I want to introduce them to club managers who don't know them. And they can see them and say, you know what? And that's stuff that a lot of people didn't do for us.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, I had dudes that would take me under their wings. Like when I first started out, Damon Wayans, Mark Curry, guys brought me on the road with them. You know what I mean? And I think
Eddie Griffin did it for me. Eddie Griffin, Joe.
Yeah. It puts you in
let's not get it twisted. I created my own rapport as well with the clubs. And, you know what I mean? You can't just plug me and I'm not pluggable.
No, you were funny.
And not just funny, but you know, if I don't have a name or if I don't have the following, I need to have some sort of work ethic. I need to have some, like you can't just, you know, people look, oh, she got the no. I did the work.
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think you could handle a headlining set. I knew you could. That's why I did it, because my rep's on the line. So if I didn't think you could do it, I wouldn't have even done that.
And I appreciate you, bro. I was just making it clear for those who don't necessarily understand the language that we're speaking. Like just to be clear.
I hear what you're saying, Ricky. You're basically saying, like, look, because you can put people in positions and they either not be ready and that's just because you know he was ready. Such and such. No, you had to get up there. God put you in the position, but he could just. It's like I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. You had to go up there and do your own thing.
Yeah.
So and I'm gonna stop talking because I can talk for a long time. That just leads me to my last point. When people think, they think like it's all about who you know. Don't get me wrong. Knowing people helps, but it means nothing if you could know the biggest star in the world. If he gets you the mic and says you're next, and you don't step up to the situation and the opportunity, you're fucked. You blew your chance. So it's up to you. When Will Smith came up to me and said, "You're a funny ass nigga," and he said, "Do you write?" I'm like, "Nigga, you got a pen?" I had never wrote a script in my life. I didn't know a damn thing about TV, but I stepped to the plate and hit that bitch out the park, and the rest is history.
And to say that Martin did the same to me on the show, Martin, I was a PA, and he told me learn the writing process, and I was able to write my first script of Martin, and that was the first script I co-wrote in sitcom ever. Was that, and it took those guys who took us under the wings. And was, you know, even T.K. Kirkland was always in my ear as well. As crooked as he is, even T.K. Kirkland got words of wisdom.
He's like, now when you steal a credit card, when you steal a credit card, make sure the signature on the back of the card, the fans don't see. Okay.
One second. Because I would love to do a Zoom in After Dark and hear those stories, nigga. Because I've heard them, but I've never validated the murmurs. But I want to say this because we're already over, and I know. I said it was gonna be 2 hours, so I want to try to stick to that. Pretty Ricky, one of the funniest and most generous and kind people I've ever met in my life. I just want to make sure she gets her flowers. She is talented beyond belief. She has never once sacrificed her integrity or her friendship. And she could be cool with you and still call you out. I remember one time I called her talking.
I know.
And she called me back because she had woke up. She called me back after she was in her right mind. She was like, "Hey, I don't like what you just said about that person. I'm not that type of person you call and talk to somebody like that. And that's not cool." And I was like, "You're right. That was not a cool move." And she checked me in that moment. I was like, "Yo, she cut from a different cloth because there wasn't no love lost. She was just correcting me when I was wrong." And that's what you're supposed to do as your brother and your sister.
Where are you from, Pretty Ricky?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Where are you from?
Jersey.
East Coast, baby. That's what we do.
But they up top. You feel me?
Up top, son.
Up top. You feel me?
We'll talk about that story next time, Tahir, because I know you got to go. We'll talk about that story next time.
Yes, for sure. But listen, this is the end of the show. I want to close out this way because I want you guys to answer that question because Alex already did. So I'll start it off and then we'll go Flex, Ricky, God. Okay. If I could give somebody interested in doing comedy one piece of advice, it would be base everything you do in some form of truth. Jokes hit harder, they resonate better. It leaves the audience feeling like they know you when you base it in some form of truth. The reason why they say that it takes 10 years for you to find your voice in comedy is because if you start at 18, you ain't done shit but going to school and going to sleep. So it's going to take 10 years of you having breakups, 10 years of you going to work or getting fired or trying new jobs out. It's going to take 10 years of you living for you to be able to resonate with everybody in the goddamn audience. Because it's not just about, connecting with some people. You want to connect with the whole audience. So that's why they say it takes 10 years for you to find your voice. Now, obviously, there are always, exceptions to that.
People that slip through the cracks.
Yeah, but that's why they say that. But if you base your jokes in some form of truth, it will hit a lot harder than that. And that would be my piece of advice. And then I want to also thank everybody for the donations. I'll go through the names after everybody else goes through. But y'all know where y'all can find me. So Flex, you can go ahead and go. And after you finish your advice, let them know where they can find you. If you got anything coming up, that's when you plug yourself at that time too.
Okay. Well, first, let me tell everybody that I'm not sleepy. Okay. I have allergies. And I've been on 2 ZWTH. So I got bad allergies. So I'm not sleepy. This was a great conversation.
And it's not COVID-19.
And it's not COVID. That's right.
Okay,
you can't even sneeze. Nobody look at you strange.
Right.
But no, my advice would be do the work. There's no shortcuts. Do the work. Do the work. Even I took a 9-year hiatus. A 9-year break in stand-up is normally comedy death.
Yes.
I started back 3 years ago, but really the last 2 years went hard at it. I didn't take no shortcuts. I was in the smallest rooms to wherever I could get on. I didn't care. I did the work because that's the school I'm from. I'm still old school. I carry a notepad and a pen. I don't write jokes in my iPhone. I write them down. I got to feel them. I got to see them. I got to do the work. I mean, Tahir, I've seen him at the comedy club. Laugh on Pico. What's the one?
Comedy Union. Comedy Union.
And I'm in the back. I got my paper. I'm really, really focused on getting it right, because no matter what you did before, it doesn't matter now. And being in your truth is the greatest thing. I talk about marriage. I talk about kids. I talk about life. I talk about losing. I talk about love, everything, because that's my truth and that's where I am in life. So I would just say to make sure you do the work, no shortcuts at all.
Awesome. And what you got coming up, Flex? What can the people look
for me, still, you see me DJ on IG. We just partnered, my wife and I just partnered with Seek, CEEK. That's a virtual reality company, Black owned, and a woman from Ghana owns the company. And so we're going on once a month doing the Flex and Shanice virtual house party. Doing that, we have an animated project with our family. We just got a showrunner. So doing that, and I can't say I'm on the road right now doing stand-up. So just working on those things. So hopefully we can get out of this and get back on set and do the things we love, and that's where we at right now. Awesome. And you can follow me on Instagram, Flex A for Real, FOREAL, Facebook, Flex Alexander, and Twitch, Flex A for Real.
All right, Pretty Ricky, what you got for us?
Listen, real quick, I just want to say it has been a pleasure and an honor to be on the same Zoom as you guys. Like, seriously, salute to all of you.
Thank you, sis.
Still contributed tremendously to comedy, and I'm grateful to be a part of your village or your tribe. You guys basically said like a chunk of the things that I was going to say, but I would say that write every day. Everything is like something. Everything is something. Even if you don't think it's something, write it down. Real quick. Pop, shake, pop. Simple.
Yep. All right. And where can they find you if you got anything going on or coming up?
Man, I was just on here like 2 days ago. Ain't these the same people? Do y'all not know? Hey, man, y'all follow me, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate y'all for real. Y'all energy is everything.
Appreciate it. Young guy, Torry, what you got? What advice you got for him?
I thought Alex was next.
Well, Alex,
I'll go last. I already gave my advice. I'm gonna just give all my bumpers.
Okay. Well, I'll say this, especially summing up everything y'all said in a simple form. Tell your story, because it's harder for other comedians to steal your jokes when you're telling your story. Exactly. When you go to a comedy, when you're on stage and someone comes to your show, if you tell your story and you're transparent and vulnerable, you want people to leave with a piece of you, right? You want them to take a piece of you home with them, and that's how they latch on to you and follow you and grow with you, and that's how you get the fans, because you're vulnerable and you tell your story. The other thing is study the craft. Whoever makes you laugh the most, that's usually where your funny bone is, where your sensibility is. Study everybody, but whoever makes you laugh the most, that's where your kind of sense of humor is, and that's what you really want to kind of focus on. The other one is Flex, the Ghana. Yes. I don't know if you ever go there, but just opened a new mall in Ghana called the Gonorrhea. You should go there.
I knew it was some kind of joke. I knew it was.
You don't know how to act. You don't know how to act, man.
I knew that.
You can find me
over there sitting on that damn crate in the phone book.
I do have 2 pills.
That's hilarious.
Find me at Guy Torry, GUYTORRY. Follow me at Guy Torry. I'm in Atlanta next weekend, not this coming weekend, and then Raleigh, Durham, the 7th and 9th of August. And I will say this: what I'm working on. The Fat Tuesday documentary. So
that's
I'll be calling all you Negroes.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Alex, close us out, and then I'm gonna do the thank yous and all the donations.
So you can catch me on my Instagram at funnyman Alex Thomas. We just got found out we're the #1 new animated series on Netflix right now. My series is called Motown Magic. Smokey Robinson's executive producer. We did 52 episodes, and it's the #1 new, and we're the only Black animated series on Netflix right now, and #1 in America between 1-year-old and 10-year-old Black children. So if you're listening right now, you got kids, nieces, nephews, grandkids. The name of the show is called Motown Magic, and I am in every single episode. Right when you turn on the show, you're going to see a 1965 red Cadillac, and that is me. My name is Jimmy Mack.
All right, Jimmy Mack.
So Motown Magic, watch it on Netflix every day. And my podcast, which is every week, is called The Funny Don't Stop Show, which is every Tuesday. And hey, man, I already gave you my my advice and all that, but I appreciate you having me on the show, Tahir. Always good, especially to see my boys, Guy and Flex, who I came up in with this business together. Pretty Ricky, great meeting you. And I just hope everybody stay healthy and blessed during this pandemic. What'd you say?
We met several times, but it's cool.
Did I really?
I said, did you see this? Did you see this? I went like this.
Did you have a hat on?
I was like,
she changed her hair.
She had hair on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. You have hair. You have a hat on over your eyes. I can't see your face.
She said her name didn't change though. She said her name didn't change.
Oh, you know what? I do notice that Adam's apple. I should have known.
It's still my name, but it's cool. It's nice to meet you again.
All right.
I want to thank Janine Johnson, Isaac Gentry, Shane Harris, Amani, J-Mo, David, Iako, Danita LeBaron, She's So Special, Calvin Davis, Derek, and Lawrence Torres, as well as Richard Harris. Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question before we go? Yes. Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
So while we were on, I mean, you guys were on 2 hours. I was on almost an hour with you. People really sent money?
Richard Harris.
Alex, this is
because my question is, all the money was sent. Do you put it in a pot and like residuals, just distribute it to all of us? Like, do I get a quarter? Guy gets $3.
That's why everybody puts their own name up, Alex. You know what it is?
I am just fucking with you.
You got Venmo, niggas. That's too grown up for the fans. You got Venmo. You might as well have PayPal. You asking niggas to send money to PayPal?
No. I am so fucking with you right now. That's funny.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
No. This will prove your age. Write me a check and
Hey, Kelvin. All these people.
Hey, they go to the Walmart.
Western Union. Listen, guys, thank y'all so much for pulling up. This has been
thank you.
Filming with the homies. We are here Monday through Thursday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Check out a new episode of Wording is Hard. Tomorrow we got Teddy Ray on there. And
Teddy Ray.
Yeah, Teddy Ray.
Never become a comic who puts in the work. Teddy Ray.
Funny. I love Teddy Ray.
So funny.
He's hilarious.
Yes. Thursday's gonna be a great show. Tomorrow's gonna be a great show as well. Friday is another episode of Best Silent Listening Party. So we got something for you every day of the week. Also Thursday, look out for another new episode of Damn Internet You Scared with my co-host Patrick Cloud. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night.
Thank you. Peace out. I'm going to bed.